in HD2.
Morning. I was hoping to tune in and hear you all break down a song that was released 30 years ago, but no dice. I guess I will hold out hope for an interview of the busboy who cleared Jenna Fisher's table at the Sharkle House. Finally, can Boots peel his nicotine-stained lips off the mic so he's not sounding like Buzz Aldrin in his spacesuit? Maybe Paul Mall can use some of his Marlboro Miles to buy nose clippers to trim so we don't hear those hairs whistling in the night.
Oh.
That's from the Key West butt tickler, a.k.a. a bossy bottom.
A bossy bottom.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, dumbasses.
There you go.
You guys may be having a blast unknowingly bringing some Raleigh, North Carolina girl into the creepy lexicon of a walrus diabetic listening audience of fats that will make her Facebook page crash today. And then we'll be setting aside their Golden Corral budget for the month they hide from their wives in a pillowcase to crowdfund a plane ticket and hotel room for this woman to appear for a couple of hours in a smoky St. Louis bar, neglecting the fact that all this can potentially lead to is the sad notoriety for putting a senior citizen producer who doesn't know how a 401k works, anteater, in their mouth. Then proceeding to vomit into the sink of the FEMA trailer he lives in.
Oh.
FEMA trailer, nice.
I'll take it.
But I got a real bone to pick. So now the Virgin is going to do a reverse Strode by hopping right to it, toot sweet, on a task by getting an email prize out. Well, guess what? I'm still waiting on those back-ordered expired Mizzou Florida tickets. You know, the game where the transfer portal kids completed the historic play known as The Lob. Yeah, I still don't have those. I realize he may be fielding calls from War Damn Eagle at the moment on the heels of a 6 and 7 year, but get Drake on the phone, rent out a monster truck, and have that accountant rocking Air Jordans deliver the tickets to me personally. I don't care about the money, just spend it. Hell, it's already been explained 20 times that Ken doesn't need money to use Tinder, and Jackson can afford to not spend $100 at Wheelhouse and tin roof on cranberry vodkas for girls who still won't go home with him. So I'm sure that could cover it. Sure, I get that you changed stations and maybe the tickets were sold and donated to a hot dog stand, but do better. Jesus. That's from Los Wiener.
Carlos, spicy wiener.
And finally, there's a girl on the line. I've got to impress her. What can I say that will make her come to St. Louis and throw up in my sink? Sheila, I was bebopping around North Carolina one time. I went fishing, but didn't catch anything. Does that story impress you? Well, maybe you'll be impressed by my Batwing 7 on Golf Rivals.
Oh.
Furthermore, I know your husband just passed away, but have you ever considered dating a nervous, elderly lesbian man from the Midwest? Some say the show advanced when the worst punter in Missouri actually convinced Learn to visit the studio on Thursday. Some say the show advanced when Iggy, who never gets nervous, actually admitted to being a nervous wreck on yesterday's drive home. But I think the show truly advanced when Iggy hit on a widow from North Carolina within 2 minutes of meeting her. I can say with 100% certainty that Rawhide is going to be at his command center in a few hours, using Sheila's voice as he pleasures himself. I just feel terribly for Pam, the balloon party listener, who stumbled into the wrong chat. Pam seemed to be the new show hottie, but Sheila came along and totally stole Pam's thunder. It would be so hot if Pam and Sheila could participate in a Foot Fetish Friday at the upcoming TMA Live. Thanks, that's from the Dirty Debutante.
Dirty Debutante.
And that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. What you got?
Well, there were some good ones in there. Dirty Debutante was good. Carlos Spicy Wiener was good as always, but I'm going to go with the Bossy Bottom.
No, I had Spicy Winner until the last one. They're kind of even. I'll go with the Debutante.
I'm going with the Dirty Debutante.
Dang it, Lucas.
That's a win for the Dirty Debutante for today's Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Don't forget, you got TMA all day here on 105.7 HD2. So preset it in your car. Download the app the morning after STL from your app shop, and you can listen anytime. And, of course, you can go back and watch the show on YouTube, youtube.com/TMASTL. I just went to the chat. What are they not happy about here?
Oh, who knows?
Oh, shocking.
That we didn't play drops and cuts. Yeah, we explained earlier that the system was down in the building, and this wasn't just a 105.7 HD2 thing. It was for 105.7 The Point.
Correct.
So
we'll do it Monday, maybe.
Yeah, we'll do it Monday.
Yeah, we can. I'll have them edit it.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
So, anyway, there's the explanation. All right, we're going to go do Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. For the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson. For Kenneth Iggy Strode. For my brother Kevin. For Douglas Elvin Vaughn. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM, TMASTL.com, and YouTube.com/TMASTL.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at TMASTL.com or wherever you podcast. And check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Your home for the Morning After and TMA all day. Stream us live at youtube.com/TMASTL and at TMASTL.com. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, the Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 The Potted Plant. TMASTL.com and YouTube at youtube.com/TMASTL. I think we look naughty today.
Well, we got our jobs based on our looks.
That's right.
So we're the kind of boy whores that no matter what we wear, women find us appealing and men want to be us.
Nice.
So that's not
Doug,
surprising.
you're wearing a polo jacket today. Iggy, are you wearing polo?
No, I've got Field and Stream on today.
Field and Stream, horse and hound.
You
What
got
is that, the
waiter,
Gander Mountain collection?
waiter boots on or anything?
No, I just, I don't know where I got this, but it's just, I liked it, and it's Field and Stream.
Field and Stream.
Didn't get it out of the magazine.
Where'd you get it?
I got a mishmash of everything on. I got some Calvin Klein pants on. I have a Field and Stream pullover.
Nice.
And I have Stone and Son
Stone and Son
shoes. They're kind of like knockoff Birkenstocks.
Slaves to fashion, every last
Yeah, I got a
one.
little bit of everything on today.
Nice.
And then what is this hat?
Doug, what is this hat?
It's got a little 4-leaf clover on it. It's a white hat. with
Lord
a
and
4-leaf
Taylor, I
clover.
believe.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. But no coffee.
Hold on a second. What do you mean?
Well, they're doing the kitchen.
Doug, they're doing the kitchen.
Redoing the kitchen.
Remodeling.
I mean, that's Hubbard for you. I mean, the kitchen was perfect.
Still trying to get
they're
rid
getting
of
it
the fish
better.
smell.
They're getting it better.
They're trying to get rid of the fish smell.
Apparently.
That's why.
Yeah,
They're
they
adding
did.
it.
Right, had to take out the drywall.
They're adding an oven vent.
Yeah. But the coffee pot, I can't. It's unplugged, and it's one of those pots that the water is hooked into the main, so you don't have to pour water into it. Automatically, water comes through, and they undid that. So I poured water into it. It brewed, but it's not hot.
Can you put some water in a microwave?
There's no
Heat it up
microwave.
that-
Everything's
That's gone too.
Everything's unhooked back there.
Well, maybe you should have stopped at
Well, I didn't
Donuts or
know.
McDonald's.
I
or something.
didn't know that the coffee pot wasn't going to work. So if anybody's out there wants to bring me by some Starbucks,
There's a McDonald's right there, and they give you coffee that's like 300 degrees. You spill it, you sue them, you retire. I think that's the plan.
Somebody wants to bring me some by, I'll meet you downstairs and
Oh,
I'll
Lord.
sign for you.
You will sign for somebody who brings you coffee.
I'll sign. If somebody brings me coffee, I'll
I
sign.
don't know.
If you're coming, bring me one too.
Ugh. Can't you just take the coffee and refuse to sign for them?
No, I
Don't
got to
get
give them
that kind of
something.
time. Okay.
That's worth their time, I think. An autograph.
Bring your coffee. Black? You want anything in it?
No, cream, please. Just cream.
Black
Okay.
for me, just black coffee for me.
Okay.
Nice.
There you go. We asked.
Doug, 109 people were waiting for us in the YouTube chat. Come on in, friends. You can watch the show and discuss the show and really celebrate the show with your TMA listener friends and a number of bots in the YouTube chat. It's at youtube.com/TMASTL. This is the Munganast 7 o'clock hour. Munganast is online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. In the market for a new car? Great. Go to stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com and check out their selection. What about a pre-owned vehicle? Perfect. They have more than 300 for you to choose from just by going to stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. And then if you want to work with the best in the business, email me or DM me on social media, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com, and I will connect you with Jamie Burkhardt. I will connect you with Clayton Patterson, and you will be working with the best. And even if you didn't get your car from Munganast, you can get your car serviced at Munganast. stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. It's Munganast, the sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour.
And then also the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Doug, I don't know who won this week.
I don't either.
I couldn't have possibly won.
But I know that Jackson has the rosters, and I know you, Doug, were high on Tom Hoagie going in.
Yeah, but I couldn't pick him because I was blind. I blindly picked names out of the box.
Going
I
into
wanted
this week,
Hoagie.
Iggy was winning 3 in 2022. Doug winning 1. Jackson, could we hear the rosters, please?
For sure.
Now let's first just get this out there. Is that
Is this
I
an
thought?
excuse coming?
Yeah, I thought we were picking on Thursday, being there on the West Coast. You know, they're not teeing off till 10 o'clock, considering they're playing 3 courses.
Mm-hmm.
Probably teed off at 11 o'clock our time Thursday. We could have picked Thursday. I thought we were picking Thursday.
So you didn't have time to do your research?
No, when I came in, we started picking it. I just opened up my phone, and out of memory, I'm trying to, okay, I think he played well here in the past. I'm just going by guys that played well.
You still got to pick your guys.
Yeah, but I had no research, so I was just like you.
Just
I
pick
was
them.
just like you. I was just picking with off the top of my head.
And you have the huge advantage of being able to pick right up to the salary cap.
I think you do too.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I just get who I get.
But we understand why we did it on Wednesday, because we didn't know with the snow coming if we were going to be in Thursday. So it was
And it was your forecast.
rather pick the sponsored segment than not do it at all. You know what I'm saying?
I knew I'd be in.
I'm seriously having a panic attack.
Yeah.
So I think I had 4 guys miss the cut.
Well, that's not very good picking.
Again, I had no research.
Let's take a
Neither
listen.
did I.
Jackson, who did Iggy have?
Yeah, Jay Day.
Jay Day had a nice weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, not really.
You probably won it.
Streelman.
Kevin Streelman had a rough, was it Friday where he was off? Played well on Thursday.
Yeah, he was 5 under par after his first round, then he decided to shoot 5 over.
He did want to shoot drive
I
over.
don't know that he decided to.
Aaron Rye.
Nurse?
Yeah, Aaron Rye.
Yeah, he bogeyed the last hole too and missed the cut by 1.
Oh, nice. So he decided he
He decided that Iggy's got me. I think I'm just going to bogey the last hole and miss the cut by 1.
He had something else to do there over the weekend.
5 under going to the last hole and he decided to miss a 5-footer.
And then Cooch.
Yeah.
Just never got it going.
22.5% ownership.
Oh.
Yeah. But
He plays well here. That was off the top of my head. I know he plays well here, so I picked him.
And then, is this Nick Taylor, Neil Taylor?
Nick Taylor.
Nick
Nick
Taylor.
Taylor was a part of the winning roster.
Canadian.
The one that won the $200,000.
So
I
he
had,
did well.
had that going for me.
Nick Taylor did well, yeah. So
All right.
maybe you won.
He
And
won here a
last
few
week-
years ago, so that's why I picked him.
And Scott Piercy.
Scott Piercy decided not to make the cut.
Yeah, he decided not to play, even though he's played well here. That's why I picked him. Everything off the top of my head.
Well, it shouldn't just be off the top of your head. I mean, you study this week after week.
I didn't have time.
But you
I
study
thought
it
we were
for
picking
weeks.
Thursday. I would have picked Wednesday night and did some digging.
That's
and
an excuse.
No, it's just the truth.
You study this week.
Look,
after
you got to
week.
win.
know
So
who's-
what?
you know
Go
who's
ahead and
what.
boast. You
I
got to
don't
win.
know that I won. I haven't even
Well, let's
heard
hear
who I had.
who's on Doug's roster. I don't recall.
Well, I saw 4 guys there miss the cut in that roster. So.
Iggy finished with 359.5.
God.
Doug had Iggy's guy, Kevin Kisner.
I know he missed the cut.
Yeah, he did. Then Mackenzie Hughes.
Mac Hughes was around, Doug.
Was he?
Oh.
Okay, good.
Then Denny McCarthy.
He was up there.
And then Naismith. And by his name it says MDF.
MD.
He didn't make the cut on Saturday. He missed the cut.
So what does MDF stand for?
Well,
Make
it
it, you
usually
damn fool.
means Monday did not finish. That's that old thing they used to have when they would take like the top 75.
But
And
then you
then-
didn't get to the final.
And then
that
after
day.
Saturday, if they took the top 60 in ties. So if
I've
you
looked
didn't
this up,
qualify,
and I
you were
forgot what it means.
Monday did not
Made
finish.
cut,
I believe.
didn't finish. That's
Okay.
what it means.
May did not finish.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing so well, am I?
Yeah.
Well, now you have
I
Taylor
didn't
Moore.
have time. I thought we were going to pick
Yeah,
this
we
on
know that.
Thursday.
Just stop with that.
Taylor Moore,
Yeah, you had a good weekend.
What did he do? Good week.
10 under.
Okay, I didn't have time for research.
And then Svensson, Canadian.
Yeah, he fell apart. Made the cut, but he fell apart.
So Doug finished with 433 points,
Oh,
and the W goes to Vaughn. Comment down.
Well, that wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't. I told you I had no time to research, and
Well, neither did I.
well,
I
that's
just
we know
blindly
that about
pulled him
you.
up.
But when I research, I win.
That's true.
I don't know that you do. Right now, the total score for 2 years is 23-22.
All right, we're not winning, are you?
Well, you're losing 22 of them, and you get to pick the players.
The
right
point
up to
is,
the
the point
salary
is, you're
cap.
losing.
I didn't lose this week.
The point. Well, you're the one that's going back last year.
Yeah, this is a
last year.
It's a large sample
All right,
size.
what's a
This
large
year
sample
it's, what,
size?
3 to 2?
And you said I could do just as well as you. Well, you're not doing as well as
yeah,
me.
it's about 500.
Well, that's not as well, is it?
Well, it is. And this week, this year it's 3 to 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you're losing this year too.
But you should be ashamed that.
I'm not ashamed. I'm beating you. That's all I got to do.
Blindly pulling names out of a box. I don't get up to the salary cap.
Shut it down.
You get all the way up to the salary cap. I don't get anywhere near it sometimes.
What this proves: when I win, it's research. When you win, it's luck.
There you
It's
go.
always luck.
No,
It's
not when I.
always
Not when I
luck.
win.
Nice
no.
job, Doug.
When I lose, it's bad luck.
It isn't. It's always luck.
I didn't think Naismith was a great pick, but it ended up working out.
Yeah, it did.
Because no one knows what's a good pick and what isn't. The guys are all so good, anything can happen.
Tom Hoagie. Tom Hoagie.
Have you ever even heard of Tom Hoagie
He's not a
before?
bad golfer, actually. I think he's
Well, he
in the,
can't be a bad golfer. He just won at Pebble Beach.
I think he's in the top 30 in the FedEx Cup points.
Now he is.
Now he is, but going into this week, I
Was he
think he
really?
was.
Boy, that was a nice win for me.
Well, you're still losing though. How much
Well,
money
not
did you
this
make?
week.
How much money did you make for the charity, big
I hope
man?
I made some.
made
Goose egg.
Oh, if I could
They
spend
owe
up
us
to the
$10.
salary, if I could just spend to the salary cap, I'm sure I'd help the children.
Well, this week you have the waste management in Scottsdale, Doug, and I know
Tony.
that this is one that you always gear up for with your
Yeah.
research.
I gear up to. I guess I stand up out of the chair to pull the names out of the box. I do that.
Should we pick these tomorrow?
Iggy, when would you like to make the selections?
Well, I mean, it's Thursday, but I mean, they're what, an hour behind us, so we can pick them tomorrow. I don't care. But at least I know
I was
we're.
joking.
Wednesday.
I was
Wednesday.
joking.
I know we're picking Wednesday. I have
We're
time to
picking Wednesday.
research.
All right, Wednesday you will have your time to do your research.
Yes, I'll research tonight and tomorrow.
Probably won't
Guys, I
help
was
it.
going to bring Iggy a coffee, but with this attitude, I drove right by Starbucks. That's from Curtis Sanford's Greasy 5-hole in the Engineered Design Facilities text inbox.
He was a Blues goalie.
Why does that hurt you? You're not playing. 2 weeks ago, I won $25.
Okay.
I'm the only one making money for this charity.
Well, I won for the charity last year
Well,
when I
this
won
is a new year.
something,
Just
PGA.
go look on your laurels from last year. It's this year. It's a
No,
new
that's
year.
all part of the resume.
God, you really
I
get
was-
my nerves.
I was happy to help the children.
God, this thing's just driving me crazy with you.
I just wish that some of the research was better research so that the kids could be helped more.
Well, we gave him like $600 last year.
You know?
It's because of Jamie. We lost 200 of it. At least we gave him something. We didn't lose it all.
You know.
You are welcome to give your thoughts by calling in. On Mondays, we always take a bunch of phone calls. 636-9004-TMA, 636-9004-TMA. And, of course, you're welcome to call in or text in as well. Text in at 314-881-TMA5. Save that in your phone, and the next thing you know, you are able to text in the Engineered Design Facilities text inbox, 314-TMA5, and email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. That comes up on your captain's log at 9:45. Well, Doug, it is Super Bowl week, and this is what Bill Plaschke has written in the Los Angeles Times. Hey, Super Bowl, welcome home. Hey, you big kooky lug of a rollicking national celebration disguised as a football game. Great to have you back. You were born in Los Angeles. You grew up here. You never should have left here. You belong here.
Oh, my gosh.
And we're underway.
I'm not liking the tenor of it.
The Super Bowl or the Rams?
The Super Bowl.
Was it born there?
Los Angeles
game
was the NFL at its smartest and most sophisticated. And after those first 7 visits, your biggest game should have just laid down roots here. But then you foolishly finicky Super Bowl blew us off. The NFL left town, and so did you, disappearing in the winter of 1993 and not returning for 29 long years. And how could you? You went to Jacksonville, yes. There's somewhat of a stadium there. You went to Detroit, where the game-time weather outside enclosed Ford Field was 30 degrees. You went to New York, and wasn't that an unholy mess? You went to Indianapolis. So boring. You went to Minneapolis, where your intrepid columnist suffered frostbite waiting for an Uber. You went all over the country when your rightful home was here. Then the NFL returned to Los Angeles in 2016. Rams owner Stan Kroenke spent $5 billion to build SoFi Stadium. He opened it in 2020, and finally you came to your senses. You came back. At last.
Okay. That's
Okay, this guy.
Super Bowl 56 will be played at SoFi Stadium on February 13th, Valentine's Day Eve. And not that you deserve it, but what a love letter we have scripted.
Okay, they need to lose by 50. At this point.
What, he doesn't think any other city in America is worthy of a Super Bowl? Only L.A. All the others are not worthy.
The Rams will be one team. Only the second squad to play a Super Bowl on its home field. The manifestation of Kroenke's investment.
Okay, what kind of sentence was that?
And if you're getting frostbite waiting for an Uber, like, dress warmer.
Put on some gloves.
I mean, that sounds like
Get a muffler.
That sounds like an L.A. issue to me, if I've ever heard it.
Isn't Plasky part of that god-awful show on ESPN where he
Around
answers a
the
question
horn,
and they start adding points up?
That's right.
I think
Yeah,
so.
he's one of
I
the
like that
worst.
show.
You decided he's the worst, Blackhawk?
Oh, I freaking hate Bill.
You like
Black.
that show?
Yeah.
Well, it'd just be on before PTI and I'd watch it.
I like the guy from Denver. What's
Woody
his name?
Page?
Yeah, Woody Page. I like him.
Bob Ryan.
Well, because he's senile.
Well, I like people that are senile. I love the poorly educated.
He's the guy that always puts a sign up behind him.
Yeah. We've had him on this show, and he's very good. Woody Page.
While the Super Bowl has become America's premier sports event, Los Angeles has become America's premier sports city. And the
In
two
what?
belong together
In
in some regular rotating fashion forever. Welcome home.
In
Big Al
what
from the morning show.
possible way is L.A. the biggest sports city? They have the most teams. They have a lot of teams
Yeah.
in terms of professional sports, but
I guess the best sports city lately would be Tampa the last year or two.
Yeah.
And Boston's had a long string of championships
I mean, how?
in
is-
multiple sports.
I mean, Chicago, you had the Blackhawks run, you had the Cubs.
Right.
Well, I'd rather go to a Super Bowl in Miami than Los Angeles, so
Why
take
is
that, Plasky.
Well,
All over Beach, I assume.
Pardon me?
All over Beach.
oh,
Well,
that's
that and
right,
there's-
the naked
there's-
beach.
More things to do there than Los Angeles as far as getting around.
I don't know.
The douche factor in L.A. is
That's a factor. For sure.
it's high. I
Yeah.
could never.
There's some douches in Miami too. Don't worry.
Yeah,
about
there
it.
are.
That's
Yeah,
true, but
yeah,
they
I
also
can
got
attest
that
to
white.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure you can find that in California.
Yeah.
LA was one of the most disappointing cities that I visited.
I've heard.
Because you always think, oh, this is going to be a glamorous place. It's going to be, gorgeous weather and a beautiful city everywhere. And much of it is a dump. A dump. Even Hollywood is kind of creepy a little bit. I mean,
West Hollywood.
there are some of the greatest places on earth in the LA area for sure. But just the general, when you're just driving around, the feeling you get is, I better be watching my back here.
Gotta have money, I think, to really enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Doug, would you go to the Super Bowl if you got tickets this week?
Someone going to pay for the flight and the hotel and everything?
I would scalp those tickets right at LA. dude.
Yeah, that'd probably be. I'd take the
They're
tickets.
going
and
for about
scalp 'em.
$6,000 a pop.
Most expensive one, $70,000.
Yeah, 70,000 for a ticket.
A casual fan can do that, though.
Yeah, isn't that just stupid? How are there so many people that have that kind of money to spend on a 3-hour football game?
I saw people in LA defending it, going, "Oh, that's nothing for our city," and it's like, is that a good thing?
70,000.
That 70,000 for a ticket is nothing.
Chris Mad Dog Russo was giving away tickets on his show. Doug, take a listen. Maybe you can call in and you
Yeah,
can
I
win a
would do
trivia
that.
question and get some tickets, and then turn them into $12,000 or $24,000
Love
because
to
they're
do
going
that.
for an
Yeah.
average of 6,000. Is that the number? All right, take a listen.
It's a labor
Matt,
place.
welcome. How are you today?
How you doing, doggy?
All right, Matt. Obviously, Bill Belichick has won more games than anyone else in Patriots history. Who is second?
Can you repeat the question?
No, I can't, and you don't know the answer. Goodbye. I mean, folks, I have asked it 1,000 times. Read the work. Do it. I mean, you want to go to the Super Bowl, but you don't want to do anything for it. Oh, I'll call Russo and have some further trivia question. Maybe I'll get lucky. You're not going to get lucky. Matt in Minnesota. Matt, the Rams played their home games at what stadium in their inaugural season?
I'll just guess the Coliseum.
The Coliseum. Now, hold on now. I just told you 10 seconds ago that they started in 1937. You learned today that their training camp is in Ohio. So let me get this straight. That means the Rams could not have started in L.A., correct? Why would they start in L.A. and then train in Plainsville, Ohio? That's the dumbest thing. That's something that Tory would do. That is dumb. They didn't do that. If they started in 37, and that means they did not play in L.A., what'd they do? They played in Ohio, and their home games are in L.A.? Is that what they did? They walked. They took the train to L.A. every week to play a football game. And then they went back to Ohio to train. And then they went back to L.A. and back to... That's what they did. You guys, you got to pay attention. You're starting to get me pissed off. You got to pay attention here. How many times have I sat here for 3 days to tell you where did the Rams play their first football game? You've given me Cleveland Stadium 50 times. You've given me the L.A. Coliseum. You've given me Lambeau Field. You've given me everything. But you haven't given me the correct answer. So now I sit here. I got to work the extra hour, which I can't stand. They don't pay me for that. I got to sit here for the extra hour. I get home at 8:45 at night. Too late for my vodka. I got to go to bed and I walk in the door. And my wife's all annoyed because her kids are driving her crazy. She dumps them on me. And I'm an annoyed son of a gun.
How do you keep that up? Does he keep that up for the entire show?
He gets paid good enough. I think I would do it too.
Wouldn't you be exhausted yelling like that for a couple of hours?
He just sits on his couch now and screams.
Oh, he is on the couch.
Right. It's really, he sits like really awkwardly too. I gotta take a camera off of him.
I see this is in the YouTube chat. Can someone hold Ken accountable for his Riggs trolling again? That's from Johnny Johnson in the YouTube chat.
Oh, what have you done now?
What's going on?
It's not trolling. I just answer the same question every time. He posts some, last time I ever go to this bar. And I said, what happened? Rick stand you, or Kiz stand you up? I just take little shots.
Kiz stand you up?
That is a troll. You are trolling.
Well, I don't know what the definition of troll is.
Well,
They do.
That was it.
Well, trolling would be that I hope he sees me. I don't care if he sees the thing or not. I just put it in there.
That's fair.
I think it is a little weird that they do act like kids. Anytime Kisner will, like, point at them or mention.
That's embarrassing.
I think it kind of, I don't know, fanboyish, I guess.
No.
It's a little weird.
So I just have fun with it.
You really let him have it?
Well, it's not letting him have it.
Yeah.
It's not trolling because I didn't even go back and see if he responded to me or not.
Oh, Plowsy's got a big old Long John donut.
Oh, what do you have there?
Oh, look, and he's got it wrapped up.
Maple Long John. You got to keep it fresh, Doug.
What kind of Long John is that, boy?
Maple.
Big old
Oh, maple,
Long
Doug.
John. That coffee get here yet for Iggy?
Or is the closest place for coffee?
McDonald's.
McDonald's. It's like a mile
Starbucks
away.
right there too.
Where?
Right down about 1,000 feet down the road on Olive.
Do you have to go out and go left or right?
Left.
Left, baby, left.
You gonna go during a break?
I'll go during the break.
You won't have time.
You won't be back. In
You
time.
won't have time.
It's one of the busiest Starbucks I've ever seen
I'll
too.
miss a couple seconds.
It'll be more than a couple seconds.
I'm no good to you without coffee.
Well, you're good to us right now.
Let me go check if that pot you made is hot.
It's not hot. I tried it.
Let me give it one more test.
Cold.
I'll do the nose test.
I was letting one of the workers in. He was like, "Yeah, I'm here to shut down your guys' water in the kitchen." I'm like, oh boy, Iggy's not going to be happy about
and
that.
There's caller Dan got his nose pressed to the door again.
He wears the same hoodie. I feel like that's.
See, I'll move away so people can see him on YouTube.
Go get me some coffee.
Coffee, please.
Go get coffee.
Wow.
He didn't seem
Mark it
interested
out in
in
order.
that.
The
Kind of
voice of the Cardinals.
Well, he may not have.
Don't you have coffee at home?
Yeah, but I thought the pot was here. I didn't know it wasn't going to work.
I moved out of the way. Oh, yeah, you can see him on YouTube. YouTube.com/TMASTL. You ought to subscribe.
Somebody text me. Maybe somebody's bringing me
3,300 subscribers. We're only 1,700 subscribers away from our nipples being pressed against the cameras. I'm going to lactate them.
I don't think that's possible.
No, Cletus said he'll bring me coffee.
Oh, did he say that?
Cream only. Thank you.
Cletus is cream.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
say
afraid to drink it.
That cream could be a little curdled.
Curdled.
Like oatmeal.
Could be floating in there.
Like cottage cheese? Is there anything more disgusting than cottage cheese?
Well, I love cottage cheese.
Oh, God, it's
Yeah,
horrendous.
Cletus's cream is, I think, more disgusting than cottage cheese.
Jack's a bad boy. Jack's a bad boy.
He wouldn't do that.
Jack, you're a bad boy.
The peaches and cottage cheese have got to be stopped. It's got to be stopped.
You kidding?
Peaches and cottage cheese?
Well, that was a staple in the Strode family.
I can't do the combo.
I can't do cottage cheese ever. I would starve to death with a bucket of cottage cheese on my plate.
It's been 20 years since I've had cottage cheese.
Oh, God, horrible.
I'll make a salad, usually iceberg lettuce, a little dressing, some black olives, some grated cheese, tomatoes, and then I put a big scoop of cottage cheese in there.
Oh, you ruined it.
Jack.
Yeah.
You ruined it.
I like cottage cheese. What are you going to do?
It's very healthy, though, apparently. I'm looking at it.
Why would it be healthy? It's cheese.
Protein, B vitamins, minerals, calcium. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
It's
not
a
having
superfood,
it.
Doug.
Yeah, I'll die without it.
The coffee is not hot, but it's also not cold.
Well, it's lukewarm, if that.
Yeah, but it's kind of like right in the
where you
right in
drink
the
it.
sweet spot.
No, I can't drink. Cletus is coming.
Is he really?
Now the coffee's not good enough for you.
It's not hot.
It's just like you'd want it to drink.
Piping.
No, I like mine piping hot.
Really?
Not lukewarm.
I'm kind of enjoy a little bit of this. But Cletus is bringing coffee.
He texted me and said I'm on my way.
Doug, we have a wonderful special for our listeners for Valentine. You know, Valentine's Day is a week from today, as Bill Plaschke penned. The Super Bowl is being held on Valentine's Day Eve, so Los Angeles could pen its love letter to the National Football League.
Laying it on pretty thick.
Just shoot me if I have to hear that line one more time.
If you are looking for a wonderful gift and you can knock it out in a matter of seconds for a loved one, you go to mysoundstory.com. Whether it be Doug, whether it be Jackson, whether it be me, you come into the Hubbard Studios here and we conduct an interview with you. And now we will be adding video. We'll be using the cameras that we use for YouTube. So we'll be adding video as an option as well for Sound Story. Go to mysoundstory.com. You can get a gift certificate. Knock out your shopping for Valentine's Day right here, right now. You say to your wife, let's relive our anniversary. Let's relive our wedding day. Let's relive our courtship. Go to mysoundstory.com. We conduct the interview. Jackson sends you the audio, and you have a wonderful gift via gift certificate at mysoundstory.com. And this week for Valentine's Day, 10% off at mysoundstory.com by using the promo code TMA. That is your promo code. Doug, what was the promo code?
TMA.
Yes. Yes. Right. mysoundstory.com. 10% off using the promo code TMA. That's correct.
Right. And that's for gift certificates. That's for gift certificates, and with this gift certificate, you can book, you can schedule it. So if you
anytime.
Right. So the promo code works for gift certificates, but that's essentially an appointment. So use them when you check out. Hit gift certificate.
So you come into the Ryan Kelly Morning After studio, and you do the interview at your convenience. And you can do it with Doug, you can do it with me, you can do it with Jackson, and you get 10% off. MySoundStory.com, promo code TMA, an easy Valentine's Day gift, and a memory that will last forever for the loved one in your life, whether it be parents or for your wife or your girlfriend, or maybe, Doug, one of our many female listeners wants to get this as a gift for her husband or perhaps her girlfriend, as I know we have a lot of bi-curious listeners.
Apparently so.
At mysoundstory.com, promo code TMA. Another wonderful story in the Los Angeles Times this morning as the Super Bowl comes to the manifestation of Stan Kroenke's investment.
Oh.
During a 2016 team meeting in Manhattan Beach, Rams players glimpsed renderings of a new Inglewood Stadium for the first time. The Rams were 2 months removed from the NFL approving their move from St. Louis. Their meeting, which preceded a news conference and a house-hunting excursion by players, was the first step in the return to L.A. process. The conceptual drawings of what would eventually become SoFi Stadium impressed players in the abstract. Yet players accustomed to the league's annual roster turnover were circumspect. You like that word, circumspect?
I don't think there was one of them that would have told you they were circumspect about anything.
That they still would be a member of the Rams when the stadium was completed. Quote, every guy that's kind of older on the team, you're elbowing each other thinking, yeah, it's going to be great for those young guys to be able to play there in the future. That's from Johnny Hecker. Hecker, and who else is still on the team?
Havenstein.
Havenstein, and who else?
Aaron Donald.
That's correct. Reflect that they are still together and playing in the Super Bowl. We joke once in a blue moon about it, Donald said. You never know what to expect. You hope to be at this point and have success like this. And then they reflect on the move from St. Louis to Los Angeles. And they say, he was really a great leader with regard to Johnny Hecker.
Oh. He was a great guy when he was here.
He is a great guy, albeit you don't hear the punter call the leader.
No.
Somebody that intentional about doing things the right way, perfecting their craft, but also making a positive impact on their teammates. That is Johnny Hecker. You get this blank stare and you realize, oh my gosh, I can only talk about this with Rob or AD about leaving from St. Louis. It's a real honor to be considered with those guys about how long we've been able to stay with one organization. It's a blessing. And then Hecker punted 9 times in the Super Bowl.
What a great line.
It was pretty disheartening after the game, watching the other team's confetti falling down and them celebrating. But afterward, I was still filled with a sense of pride and accomplishment over the season we had. I had a belief in my heart that we'd be back. And here we are. So, St. Louis Rams will be competing in the Super Bowl at the manifestation of Stan Kroenke's investment.
What a blowhard he is, that Kroenke.
Oh, like the worst.
His investment went from what did he buy in for in St. Louis? Like $700 million? Wasn't that what it was worth when they left here?
I thought it was a little more than that. I thought it was $750.
That's what it was worth.
Well,
And
you're
now,
in the ballpark.
now it's worth over $4 billion. Over $4 billion. It's third in the NFL in terms of value.
That's why I did it.
Yeah.
The number is 4 now. Rams -4. Doug, if you're looking for an over-under, 48.5. 48.5.
Okay.
Seems a little low.
Pick 6
Total?
this week.
Pick 6 this week. Producer Joe and I are chopping the pot.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
Well, I wouldn't. I guarantee myself $625.
Yeah, I don't blame you, but I knew that would happen.
Stop this chopping.
Chop, chop, cheeky, Doug.
That's what Bertarelli would want you to do. They would say, chop up the pot.
Good job, Doug.
Get one of their Wusthof knives that's really sharp like and start chopping. Chop, chop, cheeky the pot. That's what they'll be saying this week at Bertarelli Cutlery. Might be a new year, new station for us, but Bertarelli, you know what? They haven't changed a thing. Bertarelli Cutlery is still your family-owned and operated local knife authority in St. Louis. All kitchens have knives, of course. Most household knives in need of work are either good knives that have dulled or bad knives in need of replacing. And Bertarelli Cutlery has you covered with their master knife sharpening and a wide variety of the best brands available there at their retail store for you to buy. Next time you're down at the Hill for a bite to eat or something, swing on by 1927 Marconi Avenue and have a little look-see inside at Bertarelli Cutlery. Say hello to Marco. Here's a phone number, 314-664-4005. Or visit BertarelliCo.com to see all of their services. And don't forget, they have mask and PPE supplies available as well, and that's all over the country. If you check out their website, BertarelliCo.com, put in an order, they will get it to you wherever you are, anywhere in the country. That's Bertarelli Cutlery and Supply.
There it is, Bertarelli Cutlery and Design Air, the sponsor of our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Right now, a diversified leaderboard. The JV golf coach, Ellen Foley's electrician, Ellen Foley's mailman. Each have a win. That's 2 different emailers. What are the chances?
I don't know. And for people who don't know, who is Ellen Foley?
You interviewed her last week.
Okay, I know. A lot of people are thinking, who?
Meatloaf's backup singer.
Okay, and I remember, but I'm sure there's some
Dad
listeners saying,
out of
who the hell is Ellen Foley?
Street Scum in King of Comedy.
Nurse.
Well, her in Clash. But she was in some
Nurse.
other movies, too. She was in Cocktail. I don't know what she played in Cocktail.
I don't know. That was, what, 50 years ago?
She was in Fatal Attraction as well.
No, that was a good movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I got Mark Farner coming up in a few weeks.
And who was he?
Former lead guitarist and frontman for Grand Funk Railroad.
Okay.
His band's coming to St. Louis this summer.
He's still an A-list celebrity?
Yeah, I think, well, Grand Funk should be in the Hall of Fame. There's another pet peeve of mine as far as getting into the Hall of Fame. Grand Funk should be in there. So, there's a lot of things I could talk to him about.
All right.
Design Air Heating and Cooling is the sponsor of our email today. Online at designairservice.com, the official HVAC provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Online at designairservice.com. Work with the great Seth Goldcamp. Work with Design Air Heating and Cooling. I'm with Doug. Chopping the pot is soft. Doug, did you say that chopping the pot is soft?
I didn't use that exact verbiage, but I would. Stop the chopping. Take the win. If you're confident in your selection,
Exactly.
go
No, we're
for
flipping
it.
a coin. I don't
Win
give
the
a
whole
damn.
pot.
I want my $600. We're flipping a coin. Why
Yeah,
would I do it?
I'm all for that. I just didn't want Joe to win anything.
Yeah. I don't know what to
That's
tell
what pisses me off. The guy's going to lose and
How
still
much
make
did
money.
you win off this year?
I'm going to finish maybe third.
Just wait for
Is there a payoff for third?
No, I thought there was top 3 spots. Maybe not.
Plowhawk, you got to get in the fantasy baseball league.
I don't know if Joe's going to let me in on that one. Certainly would be able to if he was in need of players. But the league, has been solid without me, so I understand if Joe wants to, keep me out of it. I'll certainly
He hasn't been that solid.
respect that.
It's like
Well, I
the
don't
NFL.
know.
It's like the NFL keeping St. Louis out of the league. You're St. Louis.
Just text to producer Joe to see if we can get you in, Plowhawk. I want you in.
Oh, I can't wait to see his honest reaction to that.
I'm in there.
Oh, did you get in?
Everybody wants
I
you to
didn't
get
even
in.
know
Doug,
there
you're
was-
in too, aren't you?
I don't even know if there's
Yeah, the entire
spots
show's in
available.
almost.
Well, maybe you could get in, Iggy.
No, I was thrown out after I won.
Oh, man.
Cletus is here. I gotta go downstairs.
Well, the show is still on the air.
Well, give me a second.
What if we all just picked up and left because someone brought food to us?
The rest of us would hold down the fort till you got back.
Well, Salt and Smoke is apparently coming in on Thursday.
Learn is in on
Learn is here.
Thursday, Doug. Salt and Smoke is in.
I'm super
Well,
pumped
that's
about
good.
that. I've had Salt and Smoke in a while.
I know the
show.
audience loves it when we eat while we're on the radio.
Oh, I don't care what they think at that point. I'm going to stuff my face. Give me that bologna.
Oh, Bill's bologna.
Don't they have a lot of stuff better than bologna?
Doug, I'm telling you.
I'll be right back.
I can't get over it enough. It is unbelievable. Until you try it, it's really hard to wrap your head around a fried bologna sandwich and being the go-to.
I guess I got to try this, Plowhawk.
Yeah,
Is there any seasonings on it or any?
I think when
accoutrements?
Tom texted in, there's like this honey mustard.
Oh, that's
glaze.
right.
I'm telling you, Doug, it is.
Doesn't it
absolutely
taste
phenomenal.
just like a hot dog in a different form?
Not
a
even
patty
close,
as
and
opposed to a tube?
That's what separates Tom from Oscar Mayer Wiener, Doug.
Oh,
Nice. Cut that off.
Wish I were.
He makes a bologna taste phenomenal. I mean, it is really good.
What part of the pig is bologna?
I don't know if I want to know.
I assume it's the pig. Is it porcine or bovine in nature?
I don't think it's natural, but nonetheless,
Oh.
I just find it to be a damn treat. Everything's
Okay.
good on the menu, so it's hard to get the bologna
that's
because you
true.
have the brisket, you have the pulled pork, you have the burnt toasted wraps.
Producer Joe has responded.
Okay.
I asked, can Plowhawk be the final person in the league? And he said, is it just him because his co-manager is not welcome?
Oh, gosh.
It's been a couple years.
Doug, that was K-Berg. Do you remember
Oh
K-Berg?
my
Yeah.
God, I love that dude. It will be just myself. There won't be any
K-Berg
backers.
and you guys, didn't you guys form the Drug League, which was kind of the USFL?
You tried
Yeah.
to break off on your own association?
I don't think anybody got paid in that league. But again, it was fun. And I
So
think
that you
that's
just
really
took the
what-
money and never paid
Nobody, no, we didn't set up the
Oh,
pay immediately.
nobody
So
paid
it
to
was
play.
the trusting that people would pay after the fact.
Is this a keeper league?
No.
I hope not.
It says select which players you like to keep this season.
Oh, well, it hasn't been that in the past. It's been
Yeah, it
started
hasn't
all
been
over.
a keeper league.
Maybe Project can respond because I got like a bunch of players here that I guess I can keep.
Well, what about guys
I
who
want to keep Aaron
in the-
Nola if I can.
Yeah, what happened to guys that are just entering the league, like myself?
I don't think it's a keeper league.
Okay.
I think we would have known that. Producer Joe, Doug, he runs a tight ship.
He does. He does
Oh.
indeed. Now, what if Iggy wants to get in?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know.
Seems like he wants to get in.
I don't think Joe would ever allow that.
Joe is listing. He says it's not a keeper league.
Okay. I was just making sure.
But is it the league that will include Iggy?
Let's see.
How
Man,
many teams can you get?
That K-Berg thing threw me. I forgot about K-Berg.
K-Berg and
bro.
Joe
That
went
was
back and
so
forth.
fun. Oh man, during the draft. Remember we drafted the wrong person, and that became a big hit. Oh my gosh, dude. Joe hated that.
I asked producer Joe, can Iggy be in the league? And his response, Doug, was no chance.
Well, we tried.
Yeah, I would like to see him in there.
Man, that's good.
Maybe we'll ask again tomorrow, see if Joe's in.
If it weren't for that Army-Navy game, he would be in.
he would have won the whole thing if it weren't for the fake.
That needs to be a T-shirt. I know that's very much so an inside joke.
I got to tell you something. I saw the new merch over the weekend, and it's going to be up online, I guess, tomorrow, Jackson? Is that when it's going up?
That's the plan.
There's some good stuff, Doug. How about a Mound City T-shirt with a TMA logo?
A Mound City.
They're going wild in the Mound City.
Has anyone in St. Louis ever referred to this place as the Mound City?
Vin Scully.
Ever? He's the only one ever.
Yeah, but he
Maybe the
takes
Cahokia
priority.
Indians thousands of years ago.
Are
How
there
long ago
any?
was that?
Where are the mounds? Where are
There's a
they?
couple. There's some Cahokia mounds. They're not real big. They're not. You know.
Isn't that on the Illinois side?
Yes.
It is.
But
Just to the southeast of the Stag Bars, am I correct?
I don't.
oh
I don't
god,
know
like the
that.
sulfur pits?
I don't know about the sulfur pits either. I know I was on one of the mounds at one point. In a brief sightseeing tour. It was very brief because it's nothing but a hill. I guess there's a few of them over there still. But they're not big, enormous. They're not even as big as that trash mountain across from the racetrack.
Yeah.
That's what I. Okay, that's
That's
Okay,
a trash mountain.
No, it's not the trash mountain.
That is a trash mountain.
No, I know, but that's not where the mountains
Okay,
are.
No, that's not where they are, and they're not that big. They're
In
not
my-
anywhere close to being that big.
in my head. I immediately thought of the trash mound, and I'm like, is that really the Mound City? That's what.
The mounds are by Fairmount Park.
Yeah.
Oh, those are small. Okay.
So you have seen them.
I have, yeah. Well, when you go to Gateway, like you go on the other side of the river, hard not to see it. But yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I didn't know why they ever
Okay.
called it the Mound
I know.
City.
I had never seen one of the mounds until I specifically went looking for it. And when you're there, you go, that's not that big. But then you realize that people were making this by hand. I don't know how long ago that was.
Beer Cats is not happy about any of this.
Great.
He says we actually got to enjoy 35 minutes of the show without listening to the self-aware shellfish chef. Boy, that was not an easy sentence, Doug. Self-aware shellfish chef.
Yeah.
Slurp on coffee in his microphone, but of course the bicurious girdle golfer brought it to him. What a sentence.
Look at how
Shout out
full
Cletus.
that coffee is. too.
That is full. Any spillage, boy, if you spill that thing toward the Plowhawk.
Look
Oh,
at
you're going to
that.
knock us right off the air.
Yeah, we'd be back at 9:20 by tomorrow at 7.
Yeah, I would say they would not allow us back if
I
we
wouldn't
ruined
think
this
so.
board. This one's a tough one to replace.
Ooh, somebody's vibrator is awfully loud this
No,
morning.
that's the construction guys. That's
Could you
the power
imagine
tool.
that sound as a Sibian? Like, you can
Just
never,
grinding on that thing.
you can never be discreet. And that's like far away. Imagine in the bedroom. I think it's got to be deafening. It comes with like those construction earmuffs.
God, this
Sounds like
coffee's
it's
There you go.
filled
That's
to
for
the,
you, Beer Cats.
coffee's filled to the brim.
Dude, that thing was full when Iggy put his creamer in.
Clip that off.
It came from McDonald's. This is McCafe on the side of it.
Coffee's coffee.
I hear somebody
Really?
pouring something.
Oh,
Jackson,
yeah.
are you pouring something?
I'm pouring my coffee into my tumbler so it stays hot.
Dude,
in
that
the
sounded
world?
like it was
What's going
pee.
on?
You
I know,
coffee too.
It sounded like I was taking a leak. This is a good microphone. If we could hear that, I'm about 6 or 7 feet away from the mic.
There's a
doing that.
lot of complaints about breathing and slurping in these
Oh,
microphones.
the
I think
slurping.
we got a lot of nat sound going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are not happy with the lip smacking and the slurping. They're actually
Well, I
pissed
just
I'd be
now
happy to
got the
KO 'em
coffee.
you.
My mouth isn't even near the microphone. I was gone for a couple of minutes. Thank you to Cletus for bringing that by. I love you, buddy.
Thank you, Cletus.
Did you pay him back for it?
My hands were full.
Oh. How did he just happen to be right here where we are?
He's
Well, it's-
omnipresent.
Yeah, he does work
It's a
around
big
this
city.
area, though.
He does? Okay. Well, that was sure nice of him.
He's been awake probably for 6 hours.
He gets up early, does he?
Yeah, he gets up at like 2 for
Yeah,
some
the
reason.
dude usually gets up about 2:30 in the morning.
Oh. That sounds horrible.
That would be horrible. There's the slurping.
The reason it's so horrible is you'd have to go to bed at 6 or 7 at night to get up at 2 and feel like anything. And then you kind of miss out on what feels like the highlight of the day, doesn't it?
Well, in the summer, you'd be going to bed when it's bright as hell out.
Yeah, Jackson, exactly what I was thinking. Like in the winter, it's not bad. 4:30, it's dusk, so you're kind of feeling that tiredness. But in the summer, we realize it's like bright out at like 6 at night.
Oh, yeah.
It's
yeah,
like
till 8 at
bright.
night.
You still have
Oh,
2 more hours.
You can
of
shave
golf.
strokes like the Dickens.
Absolutely, you could start 9 holes at 6.
Well, if you have blackout drapes,
Oh, that's what we got. Oh
Ugh,
gosh.
Not a
you got-
fan.
Yeah, but they're a little weird. Like it, if you don't mess with them every day, like you could get it to like a cave-like atmosphere that you're getting used to.
Oh, it's the best Plowhawk.
It
That's what I
really
got going
is. But my girlfriend
like
hates
that?
it.
on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
You,
want
you
to.
like having the sun come in?
Yeah, I don't get, I look around my complex and it's like everybody's blinds are shut all day long. Their patio blind. Why wouldn't you open those, let some light into your apartment?
you're
Why do
trying
you
to
want
get some privacy because there's so many people walking around out there, probably.
Well, you can't see through those things in broad daylight.
I'll open them up right when I wake up, but like the glare on the TV, if I'm watching a movie or something, I just can't. And Ozark is
Try to
very
turn it off
dark. Thank you.
I hear you on that, Plazzy.
So like I can't have glare is the most annoying,
Yeah.
frustrating thing for me. So that's why my blinds are never really open. And kind of sitting down smoking a BZ under the
BZ?
covers.
Like a BZ.
What in the
A
world
blind-
is a BZ?
You kind of want to get that cave-like atmosphere. Get ready for that movie. Sit back and relax. So I do open my blinds when I wake up.
What's a BZ?
A blind. So it's like I like to smoke White Owl White Russians. That's
Oh,
the
for
flavor that I
heaven's sakes.
enjoy. And so you take out the tobacco, you put the weed in it, you roll it up, and that's a blunt.
Now, I like natural light in my living space. I hate overhead lights. I despise overhead fluorescent
It's
lights.
too bright.
I'm lamps, all lamps, and then natural light. Like I like the sun to come in.
We have Christmas lights up still, like overhanging our archway from our
Herculaneum.
living to dining. Oh man,
You haven't taken your Christmas lights down yet?
we've taken the tree. These are just like kind of all year decor lights that are kind of hanging over, draping over our archway for a little bit more light. The tree is down, everything's all good, but wanted to keep those up. So I can't do a lamp or like a overhead like light. I can't do it. It's way too bright. It's way too annoying.
I don't have any.
Harsh lighting.
Except for the kitchen. That's the only. I don't have overhead lights in my apartment. All lamps.
Turn your damn phone off. That's from Johnny Johnson.
Yeah, I just
You can
did.
put a
Sorry.
dimmer switch on those lights,
It's not my place. Whatever they give me, I have.
Okay. Oh, that was a lot of slurping.
I heard that one. I'd never heard one before, and I heard it.
That was
Slurp all day just to piss beer cats off.
But what if it alienates other listeners who don't bother you?
Yeah. Well, it was the first sip.
What's that?
Slurp.
What's that? What's that?
Whatever. Speaking of Johnny Johnson,
We weren't.
let's mention him.
He's in the YouTube chat, not happy with Iggy's phone.
I do have a question. You guys maybe remember, how long ago was it that Claves invited me to his Hall of Fame induction? I didn't go. Wasn't that recently?
Yeah, that was in December?
I was in Sanibel.
No, so November.
So that would have been November.
They just had a Hall of Fame induction last night.
Do they do them monthly now?
Another one?
Like, my God.
Are you sure it was for the Missouri Sports Hall of
Yes,
Fame?
because Scott Purrier was the guy that did the show within Springfield.
You had to have gotten in this year.
Was boasting about one of his old coaches got in. He said a great induction last night. Gerald Andrews is retiring. Great induction as always.
Who went in?
Nobody I heard of except for.
You've never heard of anybody in the Missouri
Rich
Sports
Gould.
Hall of Fame?
Rich Gould did.
Rich Gould is in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame.
Matt Holliday.
Right.
Matt Holliday, Rich Gould, Forrest Lucas.
Okay.
Who's Forrest Lucas?
Founder of Lucas Oil. Ken Morrow. Tim Poe.
Nope.
When you're saying no, it means you've never heard of him?
No, never heard of him.
Well, Ken Morrow was a great hockey player.
Rick Byers.
Nope.
Football coach of St. Pius X High School.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
In Festus? That's in Festus, right?
Is it not St. Pius? It says St. Pius. It's
I
the
believe
10th?
that's St. Pius the 10th?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I didn't know if it was a Roman numeral or like they were doing a collab with someone. Like that's what they do with collabs. They say X.
I thought it was cool, like Malcolm X. I'm St. Pius X.
The Little Nas X. Mike Swanson,
Nope.
Kansas City Royals communications executive.
Oh my God.
Here's a good one. Don Peterson, the 55-year-old scuba diving coach based in Springfield.
Doug, I'm starting to get suspicious of these Halls of Fame.
The Grain Valley High School cheerleading program made it in there.
Yeah, I thought they would get in, though.
Yeah, it was well overdue.
At this point, it's pay to play.
Have I proven my point yet?
What is your point?
That this is just a joke.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, Matt Holliday and Rich Gould are in there, and Ken Morrow. But
And you should have stopped it there. Two.
But what about
I guess Matt Holliday was willing to drive from Stillwater.
What about the Elias Catholic High School boys golf program?
Nice
Jeff
program.
City. Jeff
But
City.
wasn't Matt Holliday only in Missouri for like 5 years?
It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Is
Well,
that when he
longer
played
than
for the
that.
Cardinals? He was
How long
longer
did
than
Bo
that, wasn't
Jackson play for the Royals?
No, 2011 to 2016.
No,
right?
Matt Holliday was on the team in 08. Was his first year?
09.
09.
Oh, okay. I thought it. Okay.
It doesn't. You can play for one down if you're a Hall of Famer. They'll put you in.
Willie, I can't pronounce.
Yeah,
his
don't
last
even
name.
bother because nobody's heard of him.
ROAF. He played for the Chiefs. Roaf.
Willie Roaf.
Oh,
okay.
I like
Yeah, I've
Willie
heard of him.
Roaf.
He was a
That's
good
not
player.
going to play well in the text
was a
inbox,
really good
Jackson.
player.
Well, I didn't know how to pronounce it, so I didn't want to just butcher it.
Oh, that's a big.
I already
word.
said St. Pius X.
I hope he doesn't come up on your little update that you have to do later for balloon party.
Put
Willie
that in your
Roaf.
Sports Center update. Say Willie Roaf on the
First say-
Sports Center update.
But first
Just
say,
for
I really
our
don't
own
know how to-
text line.
I really don't know how to say it.
Entertainment.
Just spell it just like you did. Willie.
And then say
R-O.
St. Pius X. St. Pius X coach and Willie Roaf. Join Matt Holliday at the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. Do that for the update. Nothing happened yesterday anyway, unless you're going to do a
Right.
Tom Hoagie update.
I can tell people having the Pro Bowl, but for the St. Pius X, what they got inducted for was their 1998 to 2002 high school football era. The era of 1998 to
Just
02
stop.
got
At this-
inducted.
We're done.
That way,
We're done.
that way you got the more people that are on those four teams, they'll get their tables.
Yeah.
So
They
that
must have won
era-
some state titles, huh?
All I saw was Spurrier said thanks to some guy I never heard of, and the lady who was in charge of media for the Price Cutter Charity Championship
Oh, nice.
golf tournament.
She got in.
Yeah, she got in.
time.
She was in charge of media for the Price
Here's
Cutter
your
Charity
credential.
Championship. The
Where's my Hall of Fame?
Nike Tour / Nationwide
Here's
Tour
your
/ Corn Ferry Tour now.
Now, another era of high school volleyball got in 1984 and 1991 West Plains High School.
Oh,
That
West
that
Plains.
volleyball era got inducted
my
as well.
Now, these eras, there's at least 2 titles attached to the teams. Am I correct on that? They can't be like sectional
You would
champions.
think. So everyone gets in? Everyone who played in that era gets
I don't
in?
see the man and the woman station era in the inducted
I think
yet.
that'll be next year.
Yeah. you'd
My
have to
point
think.
is, they just had one in November, and it's only February.
Sometimes it's just so stupid you can't even make it up.
So 3 months later, they have another one with a bunch of other people you never heard of?
They had a winter ceremony and a fall ceremony before that.
Well, it might have been that they couldn't do the actual induction dinner due to COVID, so they did it whenever they could, and so that's when they did.
Oh,
the
this is,
one with Claves.
this is a pure money grab. It's nothing but a money grab.
Does it upset you because it's a money grab or because Iggy's not in it yet?
Iggy's not in it.
No, if they put me in, I wouldn't go.
You would not go if you were
Sure
put
you
into the
would.
Missouri Sports Hall of Fame.
No, I'm not gonna trash it and then go in.
Good morning.
You
I'm
would
not
say
gonna
no
be.
thank you?
I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. No, it's too long.
Do you get a plaque or a trophy or anything
don't
that
know.
hangs on the
I know there's
hallways
and I have some at home framed.
of you?
No, they do a picture of all the inductees, and they have an artist who does a really good drawing of all of them, and then they just print a bunch off, and then the inductees sign. But that's back when there were like 8 people going in. They can't, and I've got the ones at home. You see the people that went in. There was one year it was Bo Burton, Ozzie Smith, Dan Quisenberry, Dan Deerdorf. I mean, it was like 7 other Hall of Famers. Now, I mean, you couldn't do a poster of all these people. Here's Johnny Johnson from the Kickapoo
Well, they,
Wiffle Ball League.
Head
probably-
media relation for the price. I mean, come on, that's a little rough.
Yes.
they probably want it to be something other than here are a collection of the great professional athletes that have played in Missouri, because that would be kind of easy to do.
Yeah.
They want
Well-
to make it more inclusive.
Well, they're including everybody. A
You're
scuba
not in.
diving instructor is in.
None of us are in.
Marty Prather, the sign man, is in.
Good signs. Well, what are you going to do with it?
Never. So I get it. It's put people in that are going to fill up tables. I get it. But, I mean, my God, it's just so watered down.
I still can't get over the head media person for the price tag.
Here's your credentials. Where's my bust?
It's so specific.
That's what she
that-
did. You check in. Hi, Kenny Strode from Jock. Here you go. Well, you'll get in the Hall of Fame one day. God, great job you did handing me that credential.
Hey, hello, Ken. This is Jack with the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. We would like to congratulate you on your career and invite you to our next induction ceremony in March
Next week, yeah.
to receive your Lifetime Participation Award. Please send cash or money. Order totaling $1,100 at your convenience for the portrait fee. Thanks. That's from Kevin's brother, Jack Demoff. So it sounds like you're going in.
Well, I won't accept.
You will not accept.
I'm not going to be a hypocrite.
I would buy a ticket to a table, and I guarantee you could sell your table in 5 minutes.
Yeah, if it's in St. Louis, I'll go.
Let somebody go and accept for me.
Yeah, I'm with Tim. If it's not, if it's
I'm not
more
gonna
than
do
30 minutes
Brando.
away, I may not go. But
I'm not going to be there.
Show field trip to Springfield.
oh, would it be in Springfield? Yeah, I'm not going to that.
No, Claves was here.
This one was in Springfield. So I doubt Rich Gould made the trip.
Yeah, there's no way I would drive to the MAC. Would be fun.
Rich is from Branson.
Yeah, he's from down that way. He probably
Well,
went.
you probably went. To redeem this offer.
I used to get mail from the people who did those books, Who's Who in America. Did you ever
Oh,
get
yeah.
that? Where they'll say they'll put you in
Yep.
if you send them a check for $400 or $500. You'll be in there. Who's Who in America?
Starting to think some of these things might be a little shaky.
Money driven, yeah. It's not an honor at all.
Speaking of which, this is Super Bowl week, Doug, and you know what that means.
It means it's time to settle it all. It's time.
Nope.
Now, what does Jackson do?
Barrett Sports Media's rankings of radio shows.
Thank gosh. I was
Wow.
wondering.
And we have the first batch for you. You will hear them on the other side of the break.
Go.
Just got better at teasing, hoping we get in the top 20. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Get the TMA mobile app and enable notifications so you don't miss a thing. See our content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. And stream us on the TMA mobile app and at TMASTL.com.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
I got a text yesterday. As you know, I love the Great Americans on the fan pin.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm not a Facebook guy, so I can't access that and let them know how I feel. But I've been a staunch supporter of fan pinners for many years now, so especially since they were loyal to me. But even though I'm not on the fan pin, I still have tentacles around town. And I don't know if Doug saw this, but Plowsy apparently played a little golf and was also involved.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
Yeah, no, there's a video of the Plowhawk and Cletus, my two-man partner, and we're in the finals, of course, making out.
One of Plowsy's partners as well.
Yeah,
Not-
Cletus
not
and I
golf.
haven't gotten to that, although I will say this. I think after we won our first match, second match, he wanted the people we just defeated to take a picture of us where he would be kissing me. Now, I of course, am more prude. I'm willing to give up holes.
Golf wise.
Right. Yeah, Doug, what in the world? We're talking about golf.
Okay.
But if a guy's going to kiss me, at least we're going to start out on the cheek before we go to like a bathhouse. But out at Normandy yesterday, the Plowhawk gave up his boy mouth.
And we didn't make out. There was no tongue involved there.
What's happening here?
For one, Cletus is hilarious, fun to play with, great American. like,
Doug, we have a lot of funny people. Some are on this show, and unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to make out with any of you yet.
Well, can I just, and again, I'm not on the fan pen. I didn't see the video.
I
wasn't
saw
at
it,
the
and I
court.
was legitimately, and there's plenty that takes me aback on the fan pin. That one got me a little bit.
This picture, though.
You're seeing the picture. I've seen the video. It was a longer kiss than you're seeing.
But the picture, Tim, tells a lot of different stories. For example, Cletus is pulling Plowsy into him.
Oh, he has a lot of homoerotic
Doug, here's the video.
Sure.
You can see it right here.
And then the hand placement.
It looked like
That's a long kiss.
Why would you agree to that?
Who cares? I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Again, Cletus is...
No.
Yeah, the cat just pointed out a very important part of the video.
Right.
The Plowhawk appears to touch himself with his left hand during... I get what somebody steps down or something now?
My club was being held up, I think.
Doug.
Doug. Michael Jackson.
You made Doug's voice crack. We're not judging. We love you.
I haven't actually seen the video yet.
Yeah, it's damning.
I'm sure it is. But again, I am not embarrassed or anything. I don't know if
How does your... Yeah, I was about to ask how your mole feels about
I don't think she's seen it. She worked till about
Is this going to be a turn-on for her?
I don't think she's going to care. It definitely won't be a turn-on. I can certainly answer that question right now.
Doug, has your wife ever turned on with the idea of you making out with dudes?
Again, not a make
I don't know.
out.
I'm just trying to get an idea of where the landscape is in
3-second
2018.
kiss. And let me paint the picture. I had a fantastic chip shot from the rough, a hanging tree, a lot of limbs there, made it through, bounced it on the fringe, and then rolled it about 4.5 feet away
Yeah,
from the
that's
pin.
a great shot, and congratulations. However, that has nothing to do with this picture. And Doug, I want to ask you a question. You're an honest person. If you saw this as a couple, who would be the husband in this relationship?
Cletus.
Because he's grabbing his mate.
He seems to be in control
and
there.
he's pawing him, and then this is the thing, Tim. That's
damning.
I think the best part of it was
The whole thing is damning.
we're all celebrating, and we didn't
chip
see,
shot.
That's the best part. We didn't see it because it's kind of a blind. That there's a hill there, so I thought it was one closer, and two, the guys behind us drive up to us and go, "Did that go in? Did that go in?" And then other patrons are watching me and Cletus get ready to kiss on video, and everybody was creeped out.
It should have been.
It was great. It was hilarious.
But to you, it felt strangely comfortable.
I mean...
Now, would
Yes, the answer is yes.
Would your girlfriend be more upset to see you kiss another man or another woman?
Well, she
Question, 855-282-8255.
She has played golf.
How's girl calling?
She has been around Cletus, and she, at Hot Shots events and things like that. He's a great American. She knows him. It's just all in good fun. It was a long, hot day on the golf course.
Right, and that's when you want to pull in another gentleman.
What is that? No, in all fairness, I know if you say, hey, it was just for grins, just for giggles. I get that.
Correct.
But then when you start saying, well, it was a long, hot day, which has nothing to do with it, it leads me to believe something else.
They were just experimenting, that sort of thing.
Well, it was kind
Just
of
say, hey, we did it for the fan page. We thought it'd be funny, but you're bringing so many other things into it that it makes me wonder.
Well, remember Cletus and Jay, I think after the Duel in the Sun, I'm not for sure when that was, when they did
No,
their...
that's after Jay defeated Cletus in the Fan Page Club Championship.
That's what it is. They had a nice moment there at the picnic table outside of Normandy, and I think we were just kind of reliving that moment, just recreating the picture.
There is the text inbox is buzzing, Doug. There is 100% no way to explain this away. The whole thing is hella weird, like hella weird. That's from Kevin's brother Jack Demoff. You like that term, Doug? Hella weird?
I don't mind it. In this case, I don't mind it.
Surprised by that.
I don't mind it. You seem so happy with it.
I'm not. I think it's funny, and I'm sure that I don't have the text inbox open. I think I'll avoid it today. But
might be a good time to post on Tigerboard.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's time to avoid that for a couple weeks before this picture goes away. Well,
it's a video, fortunately.
Yeah. So I thought it was hilarious. We had a 12-some out on the course last night, so it was a long.
A 12-some.
We had 12 people teeing off. Yes.
What?
Because it was a league, and we got caught up, and everybody's like, let's just play together, instead of waiting 20 minutes and then teeing off after they get done with their lunch. We're like, let's just hang out and we can all hit, and that's what we did. It was fun.
Was
Great fellowship.
Cletus's skin soft like yours, Plowsy? That's from Felix.
Again, it was like 2.5 seconds. I didn't really get a feel. It was fun. It was a good
now
shot.
It's 2.5, but you said 3 seconds ago.
The worst part was Cletus.
Just moments.
I was second to last to shoot. Cletus was able to shoot and got it about a foot closer, so my celebration was mute.
Guy's got a great short game.
Because we didn't even play my ball.
Did this bear have his way with any of the other otters?
No, if you've ever played golf with Cletus, he's very
deliberate.
Yes.
Settle in for at least a 4.5-hour round, Doug.
If
a
that's
lot of practice shots. A lot of practice.
And then maybe it's just me because I'm discombobulated or something. But the question I have in my mind is, we saw this for a nice chip shot. What if you had holed? What if you had knocked it in the hole? What would have happened, Doug?
The trajectory of the ball, like I said, we could see the pin. We couldn't see the hole.
How was the traj?
It looked to be when it rolled off the hill on the fringe going on the green. It looked like it was dead on with speed, and so I assumed it was at least a couple inches, a foot away, but it kind of trickled to the left and kind of was about that 3.5, 4 feet area. So it wasn't as good as I thought.
If that reaction is from that shot, what if you had put it in the hole? I think there might have been an arrest.
They would have needed a room.
Whoever's with me at a hole-in-one, just be prepared, because I will.
For what?
I'll celebrate.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
You can jump up and down.
That I don't know yet, because I haven't. You can't anticipate a hole-in-one celebration.
But you had a nice chip and you made out with a guy. So, maybe do we just go to fisting, or is there
I think there's an in-between there.
It feels like the show has turned.
Advanced?
More advanced.
Enterprise Contracting is your locally owned and operated storm damage insurance claims specialist in roofing, siding, and gutter replacement and repair. They can help evaluate your home for storm damage from hail and wind that the St. Louis area continually receives year-round. Work with the great Connor Lee at Enterprise Contracting. Give them a call and just mention the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2 FM at 314-455-5000. That's 314-455-5000.
Celebrate your favorite team's touchdowns this year with Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. May their feet be swift and their aim be true. May the refs be forever in your favor and your whiskey always Tullamore Dew. Tullamore Dew, the original triple blended, triple distilled, smooth sipping Irish whiskey, made exactly for game day moments like these. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Looking for that perfect gift for someone special? Skip the flowers and chocolates and bring home a new mortgage this Valentine's Day. Whether it's a pre-approval for a new home or a simple cash-out refinance, we've got you covered. Refinancing or buying a home? Why would you go anywhere else? Mortgage rates are still near historic lows, but we need to get you locked in today. Fall in love with your lender again at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
I'm as moist as a freshly baked Betty Crocker cake.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
I believe they're getting registered, and people register, they're getting their time spent listening recorded, and then probably at the end of this month, we'll give away our first listener reward.
Doug, we're able to now, well, not we, but Hubbard is able to track the listening habits of the listeners via the app, which is interesting. And so you can see the loyalty of the audience, which is an incredible thing to see.
Sure.
I've seen on KSHE's website, I guess that's Hubbard doing it as well, but it'll say top listeners, and it'll say how many hours a day each individual is listening to the show. It's amazing. There's one guy, I think 19 hours he listened.
Who's our top listener?
Well, I don't give government names.
Oh.
You like government names?
Yes.
I bet you we could guess a top 5 of who listens.
Who would you guess is line number 1?
Beer Cats?
No, it's like all females.
Oh, Sheila.
Let's see. Doug, I have it here. You would not recognize any of the names for those who are fan page centric. 331 hours and 11 minutes and 36 seconds.
He has to be in prison.
And keep in mind, the app has only been up since mid-January.
Oh, this is a running total of all the time.
So you're talking...
Went up on January 13th. This was sent out on January 28th.
All right, so we could do some
331 hours. Second place. This is a pretty comfortable lead. 205 hours.
Okay.
And then third place, 191 hours, 32 minutes, 40 seconds.
This is if you listen on the app.
Yep.
Is it possible they have the app on, they're not listening?
Wait, how is that possible? 300. So we've done, since the app came out, we've done...
Well, you can listen. You can listen. It's 24 hours a day.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, I thought that live program.
That's too much work. Don't do that.
You were about to do some math, Blauhawk?
Well, I did the app math, and for live shows, it'd be 58 hours since the app.
Right. But if you're listening to TMA all day, as many are now discovering or have already discovered.
Yep.
Right, it's like an oxygen mask for some people. Like they need it to breathe. They need TMA in their earbuds to be able to function. And I get it. Don't get me wrong.
And I'm guilty of this, and Tim will point it out, and the names that you just mentioned said you won't recognize them because they're not on the fan page. Sometimes I just, and a lot of people feel this way, which is wrong, that the fan page is our listener base. And there's probably 99% of our listeners aren't on the fan page.
Yep. What about 99%? Although I know you're just assigning an arbitrary
a great
percentage. Deal. But yeah, a lot of people just don't have Facebook. I think a lot of people have gotten rid of Facebook over the last few years.
Yeah.
You see where Mark Zuckerberg lost $29 billion one day last week?
He had a rough week. because
$29 billion.
Facebook has finally potentially saturated the globe. You can't keep creating users.
Yeah, and he was saying that TikTok's beating him with videos, so they wanted to do video. Lots of
Jackson,
videos.
how's our TikTok?
I'm actually in the process of filming a TikTok all day.
We're going to do a dance routine?
No, it's kind of like a day in the life kind of thing.
Of you?
Showing, what the day in the life of me as the producer looks like. And so I've been shooting video
What does it
all
look
day.
like?
Well, yeah, I guess you'll find out when I post it.
Oh, just tell us now.
Doug, that's a tease.
Like you're
What
gonna.
happened to our coffee bowl we're going to do?
Everyone will tell you we have to get better at teasing.
We do have to get better, and I think we are getting better. But I still want to know.
I tried to do one yesterday, and I guess I'm going to have to sit down with Jackson and figure it out. Because I've saved a lot of the audio of the ones that I like that I see. You can save the audio of them. You know, like they have Tiger's audio from 154 yards out, probably 9-iron. They're going to go crazy when he hits this shot. And then it's just some schlub hitting the ball, and then you have the audio of the people screaming. So I downloaded some of those. I have the audio, but I went out yesterday because there's one of Borat. And it's just these guys walking around showing their nice cars, and you got the Borat. I understand there's a P magnet that I can get in this car. I'm not going to say the P word.
Nice.
And I tried to do it. I was going around my Mungan-ass car, and I tried to get the audio to work, and I couldn't get it to work.
Oh,
Jack.
So I was trying to play around with it, but I can't figure it out.
and is there a way to make money off of that if you get a certain number of views?
Well, the Island Boys have made money off it, and they just...
Those guys are in your craw.
They are, because they are so bad. And they're just, every video is them holding up wads of cash, and their manager, Poker the Jew, that's his name, thinks he's so hot, he's hanging out with them, showing his fake Cartier watch. And
Well, why don't you do some of this stuff? Make that cash yourself.
well, I'm not talented as far as standing in a hot tub and singing, I'm an island boy, and yes, I'm an island boy, and I come an island boy, and we are island boy. That's all it is. The whole song is that.
And they've made money on this.
Well, they have, and they better save it because their fame is about over.
Well, he's got it going right at the flagstick. It'll be up.
Yeah, that's the audio you can find, and then you just have, you've been on the golf course in Normandy, and you tee it, you sync it up so you play it, and then you kind of tee it up with your shot, and then as you're hitting it, you have this audio, and it goes on a TikTok, and it looks like you're doing the shot, and everybody's announcing and going crazy. And
Doug, they're listening in Indianapolis this morning at the Indianapolis Star Tribune.
yeah, I got a question for him, too.
What the hell is happening right now? And who the hell is nailing deeply into the mic? That's from Indianapolis Star columnist Brian Hench.
Well, I was talking, so it's kind of hard to talk in and breathe the same. And
The right club today.
Hal Sutton.
The PBA U.S. Open was in Indianapolis yesterday with Jason Belmonte going for his 15th major. I wonder if you're there covering that. Right in your backyard, about the only thing going in your city yesterday.
Well, Doug, of course, Karis LeVert traded over the weekend.
Oh, was he?
Yep.
The Cavs. Great addition.
I missed the
Great addition. It was a big move by the Cavs.
I missed the transaction.
I mean, Garland and LeVert? No, thank you.
Got you a point and pick six one week, did he?
He did. It was
Never heard of
it was a wizard recommendation.
What did I call him? Paris Laverne?
Guys, Jackson doing a TikTok after a big win over A&M sounds like we might see a lot of the Burkett Boner.
Oh.
And I'm here for it. That's from Flip Wilson.
Wait, Missouri won?
Yeah, Fight
Yeah,
Tiger.
they did. Now, is this video you're making, Jackson, is it like time-lapse?
No, I'm not shooting myself all day, but some of the major things that I do in a day, and I'm going to put all that in there.
And edit it down into how long a video?
Probably about a minute and a half.
Oh,
but I'm
define major.
like the things I do.
But you said major things I do.
Well, I think, Jackson, what we need to do is put a GoPro on Iggy during a break and kind of have that
it's
POV of him, lollygagging through the station, going out for a smoke, getting a coffee, all that, being on the GoPro, kind of that. You're Iggy.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I was thinking about some possible TikTok ideas and writing them down. One of them was Iggy on a smoke break and just me following him around during a commercial break.
That's not bad.
When he goes from studio to studio just to say hello.
Yeah, and gets
Jiggling the
lost.
locks.
All I do is smoke.
Right. Well, sometimes you get coffee.
Well, sometimes I do.
Or you
Sometimes I go
converse.
pop into other studios.
Yeah, so I'm gonna shoot that, I'm shooting one today. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of them, so probably some dancing too. There might be some dancing. So look forward to it.
Not a good dancer.
Doug, somebody is not happy about the content, I guess. A guy named Portnoy's Dog Collar.
Yeah, this guy's great.
Are you familiar with this guy,
I
Paul?
don't, but I'm sure he's very knowledgeable.
He said, yes, the talk about the fourth best college basketball team in the state incoming.
Oh, God.
Well,
Fourth best?
What did we spend? 2 seconds on it saying they won?
I didn't even. When do we talk college
We just said,
basketball on the
Paul
show?
just said they won? Yeah, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, I just asked. I was surprised that they won.
Well, you are well known as a big Missouri fan.
Kansas City
hard.
beat the Tigers, so they would have to rank ahead of Mizzou.
Okay.
So SLU and Kansas City, Missouri State, or
Yeah.
UMKC.
No,
well, that's it.
It's
UMKC is now Kansas City.
Right.
St. Pius X.
Yeah, that's a dark horse team.
St. Pius X.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get why some people
Sounds
get
like
so
a rap name.
annoyed.
Well, we really didn't talk about Missouri.
We spent, what would you say, a
2
second
seconds.
half on it?
Yeah, 2 seconds. Pawsey asked if they won. Somebody said yes, and that was the end of it.
Who's the other team that better than Missouri? We already established.
We didn't even give you a
SLU and
score.
Kansas,
I don't think we told you who they played.
It would have to be SLU, Kansas City, and Missouri State. Right? Aren't those the 4 Division I schools in the state?
Missouri.
Can
SEMO now.
Portnoy's Dog Collar call in 636-9004-TMA. Doug, we are taking phone calls this morning?
We'll take a few.
Nice. We'll hear from Portnoy's Dog Collar?
I guess Southeast is Division I now. So they could be fifth best.
Guys, I have some big ideas for TMA. Les Iggy. That's from Patrick at Immaculata.
Well, we can make that happen if you want.
Iggy, you going to retire right here on the air?
Well, I'd like to make the listeners happy, so.
That's just Patrick, and he's over at Immaculata.
Well, go ahead and do a poll. If
And
they
some
say,
people-
get rid of Iggy, I'll leave.
You would quit your job? You just quit and not take a salary anymore?
Want to make the listeners happy.
That's just one listener. That's Patrick at Immaculata. Dave Portnoy's dog collar's not happy with the show, Doug.
No.
Did he say that in the YouTube chat?
Yes.
So many platforms that they could bitch. There's so much.
Do you see it, Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
They're not reading my YouTube chat. I'm going to go over to the other one, and maybe they'll read that one.
Well, then they deep dive in the app.
Tim, you can absolutely keep creating Facebook users. Just look at the fan page. Thanks. That's from Dave, and he's in St.
That's a good point.
There's 7,000 of
I got
those.
plenty of Emily Raskas out there for us to...
I had a lady, I don't even know what post it was on. I have to go back and look. There's some girl that was begging me to add her as a friend.
The Apache.
And I went and looked, and she has no friends in common. She has one picture, and it's just a picture of her massive boobs.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a real account.
It doesn't sound
And
like a real
I
account
responded.
at
I said, I'm sure you're a lovely person. I said, but you have no mutual friends, and your profile pic is just a picture of your massive boobs. So I don't believe I'll be sending you a friend request. And she goes, but I like your content. I said, well, you're already, my profile is public. You can see all my stuff. You don't need to be my friend. You're commenting, so obviously you're on here. And she was just begging, and then she's liking all of my photos, and
This was a guy from Somalia or
I
something.
didn't accept her. I said, at least,
I don't really
at
know
least
what they're
expected
looking
Larry
for.
Nicola to be a friend, not even that.
Oh, they're looking for a scam.
They're looking for money. They want you to send them money at some point.
Oh, yeah.
The conversation will get around to sending me some cash.
Well, I get that.
Data mining, too.
Yeah, I had the Taiwanese chick send me a paper for me to, like, edit for one of her classes.
Did you do it?
I did, yeah.
What?
I was horny. I was like 8 years ago, so yeah. I didn't know like that was like the scam aspect of it.
Oh, it was?
But so there's
What
a
were
lot
they
of
trying to
different.
get?
Well, then they go after the money. You know, hey, honey.
Oh, yeah.
That's when it usually happens.
Wait, so you did this woman's homework and sent it back to her?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't send her any money, but she did send me this paper, and she had terrible English, so I was able to help her out with that.
What school? Like, what school did you go to?
I didn't ask. Yeah, I was really horny and just...
University.
Freelance
She just went to
paper editor.
university.
You're a freelance paper editor.
Doug, I'd like to tell the audience about Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. He's online at 314-889-0503, evergreenstl.com. That is where you can find him, evergreenstl.com. Jackson, you're a client of his, aren't you?
Yeah, and a happy one at that. Really happy client, because now I don't have to worry about my financial future. Mark Hanna's got it taken care of. You know what he does? Is he learns about you, and then he says, you know, what are your goals? What do you want to do in the next 5 to 10 years? You want to have more long-term savings, more short-term savings? What do you want to do? Maybe a little bit of both. He doesn't care. He just takes care of you, and he educates you on what the best plan is for you. It's not cookie cutter. It's not, you know, this works for someone in your age group. This one works for a different person. No. He educates you on what's going to be the best plan for you individually. And from there, maybe every 6 months, maybe even a year, he'll shoot you a text, say, hey, can we hop on a call real quick and, you know, just revisit. You have any new goals, anything changed, new situations? And then you're just taken care of, and you don't have to worry about it. You can sleep easy at night because you know that your financial future, your portfolio, is in good hands with Mark Hanna because he is a wonderful human being, great guy, super intelligent. So get in touch with Mark Hanna. If you don't have a plan, give Mark Hanna a call. He'll get you straightened out. And if you already have somebody, you might want to consider making the switch because Mark really is the best.
314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. Doug, why don't you tell us about the home loan expert? I've got his name is Ryan Kelly online at thehomeloanexpert.com. That's what I've got. Anyway.
Well, that's it. It's a name you need to know. If you're looking to save money, I don't know, maybe you're not. If you're looking to blow money, then you don't need the Ryan Kelly name. But if you're looking to save some, this is the guy that you want to get to know. He and his home loan expert teams are outstanding people. Mortgage interest rates sitting near all-time historic lows, and home values are skyrocketing. Never been a better time to look at a refinance. The team at the Home Loan Expert can lower your interest rates, maybe save you a few $100 a month, and maybe pull out some cash to pay off credit cards or make those home improvement projects a reality. Apply online today at thehomeloanexpert.com. We continue to be at near historic 50-year low mortgage rates, but they're probably going to go up, and they could be going up as soon as next month. So now is the time. Don't put it off any longer. Now is the time to get yourself refinanced.
Do it!
To buy that house you've been looking at, because the rates are at historic lows, and they are heading up.
They're moving
soon.
up.
Yes.
They're moving up, man.
Yes, they're
You
going.
got to get on it now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. You got to hurry up and do it. Ryan Kelly makes it easy. They will give you a 21-day closing guarantee. The whole process completely wrapped up in 21 days. They guarantee that. They've got loans specifically for teachers. They got that teacher appreciation loan. If you refinance or get an original mortgage, you get a $500 gift card when you close. Same thing for a union. If you're a union member, if you work in any union and you go through the home loan experts, by the time you close out that loan, they will hand you a $500 gift card when you close. I don't know why you'd go anywhere else. I wouldn't. I didn't. I've been there twice. I refinanced twice through Ryan Kelly. I can tell you they do fantastic work, and they will save you big cash. The website again, thehomeloanexpert.com.
There it is. And Engineer Design Facilities, the sponsor of our text inbox here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of the Morning After. If you have visibility to your company or place of business commercial fire alarm panel and system, email them at fire@edf-rg.com. That's Engineer Design Facilities, or go online at edf-rg.com. EDF is Missouri and Illinois preferred full-service vendor for licensed and certified professional servicing, monitoring and testing for fire alarm services and systems, fire suppression systems, fire alarm system monitoring services, tenant improvements and construction, security access and monitoring services. It's EDF, Engineered Design Facilities, the sponsor of our text inbox here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Send your emails in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the Morning After at InsideSTL.com, the Morning After at InsideSTL.com. And don't forget, for Valentine's Day, get a gift certificate for a loved one for Sound Story at mysoundstory.com. And this week only 10% off using the promo code TMA. You can get a gift certificate and knock out your shopping right here, right now. Come into the Hubbard Studios. Do a Sound Story with Doug. Do a Sound Story with Jackson. Do a Sound Story with me. mysoundstory.com. Any questions you may have, you can email me at TMCKERNAN at InsideSTL.com. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. Well, Doug, here it is.
Okay.
We waited to 8:28. I'm surprised we waited this long, but it is Super Bowl week, and that means it's time.
What for what?
For Jason Barrett's rankings. Today, the top 20 shows in the country.
Sports shows or any shows?
Sports shows.
Sports, okay.
National, local?
National.
Oh, national? Well, let's just start rattling them off.
All right, what do you got?
The John Talty
Jim
presentation.
Rome, Dan Patrick.
Jim Rome is number 6. Iggy is alive. What did you go, Dan Patrick? Dan Patrick is number 3.
Colin Cowherd's probably up
Number
there.
1.
Is he? Okay.
The worst person ever.
Colin Cowherd is the worst person ever?
Have you seen some of his takes? My takes are better than his.
That's not being a bad person.
Tim, look at the picture they have for number 1, Colin Cowherd.
It is a surprising image, Doug. I don't know what happened. Here, let me show it to you. It looks like he just was like in an explosion.
Oh, he does, yeah. I guess that means he'll say just about anything.
His takes were so hot.
Oh, that's probably why
Where are
they
my
did it.
oven mitts?
That's what happens like a month into meth. You start looking like that.
And Joy Taylor is his co-host. He used to have, what was that lass's name?
Oh, she was gorgeous, too.
Can't remember her name. And then they gave her an interview show, and I haven't seen or heard from her since.
I don't know.
Jackson, could you look who Colin Cowherd's co-host was?
Was she the one that he made sit like clear across the room in like a tiny little fold-up chair?
I believe Joy Taylor sits clear across the room as well.
Was it Christine Leahy?
It was Christine Leahy. What is Christine Leahy up to now?
I don't know.
Doug, do you like when somebody goes,
I don't like that.
Probably in the
That's
Katie
not
Nolan,
killing
like...
time. Sometimes, who was it that went when they were killing time?
Not me.
Seems like a rock move.
Maybe that's who it was.
I don't know. It doesn't say what she's doing.
In 2018, Leahy began hosting Fair Game with Christine Leahy on Fox Sports 1. The show was canceled in 2019.
Wow. So she took a chance.
She's from Crystal Lake, Illinois. I have a lot of friends from Crystal Lake.
Is that in Chicago?
Chi-Town Stand Up. She went to Boston University.
Yeah.
Boy, there really is nothing. Wow, what happened? She was Shooting star.
You got nothing now.
To show you how Colin Cowherd started,
How did he start? Was he in Portland? Is that where he was, Doug?
I think he had just started at ESPN, and he actually called Jock 98.7 when I was there in Springfield and asked if he could do a weekly segment on our show.
Really?
So Cowherd was actually doing a weekly segment, I think on Monday mornings, with Ned and Scott and myself.
Oh,
How about that?
On
Is that
Jock
right?
98.7.
He lived in Springfield.
And he did a show before.
But he's still. Oh, he's just on the phone.
Yeah, we call in and we promote his show. But
Then why don't we call into shows and give takes?
he wanted to come on our show and promote it, so that's how we got to start on Jock 97. That's when he became big.
Man, what show did Colin Cowherd do that I used to watch? Was it Sports Nation?
He was on ESPN, and then he went to Fox.
Yeah, with Michelle Beadle, and I forgot about that.
What's Michelle Beadle doing now?
I'm going to click on her Wikipedia now.
Doug, what is Michelle Beadle doing?
I don't know. She was on a morning show, I think, on ESPN. For
She was on Get Up, made it clear on the air that she did not like being on the show, and the next day she was gone.
Yeah, it said in summer of 2019, ESPN quietly removed Beadle from NBA Countdown, replacing her with Rachel Nichols and Mariah Taylor. Beadle then proceeded to enter a buyout with ESPN, which ended her time. And that was the last...
Doug, where are all these people going?
I guess maybe they made so darn much money they don't need it anymore.
Yeah, she was on
She's only 46.
Michelle Beadle.
I wouldn't have thought she was that old. She was very good.
Born in Italy.
She went to Italy?
Born in.
Oh.
She's giving takes in Italy?
I don't know. Maybe she went back.
All right, I've been
How many have we nailed so far?
Does Christine Leahy do American Ninja Warrior?
She did. I don't know if she still does.
Doug, does she still do American?
I don't even know if that show's still on the air.
I don't know.
I wasn't much of a viewer of it, but...
No.
Didn't they film like an episode at the Dome?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Did they?
That does sound about right.
All right, Colin Cowherd, number 1.
Okay.
Dan Patrick, number 3. Doug...
We named Rome, right?
Rome, number 6. What else do we have?
Arthur Godfrey on there?
Not making.
Oh, I guess that guy that's got so many that Brady goes on all the time. McAfee.
Aaron Rodgers goes on there, and that is number 2. That was a nice play.
Is it?
Number 2.
Of course it is.
Okay.
You listen to that,
Well, when you get guests like that on a weekly basis, you got to have...
No, I don't know if I'm a big fan of McAfee, but what he's doing is something special. I'll tell you that much.
Why aren't you a fan?
Kind of that bro culture. I don't really, get behind. But I think his guests are great. I think he's very funny, and I mean, he's making so much money. So respect the hell out of him for doing it.
There's a couple on here that are either replay a lot of their stuff or some of them text in.
Is it Francesa doesn't do a show?
No,
Oh, he better be top 10.
Mad Dog.
better be.
I mean, if Mad Dog.
Yes.
Is really Mad Dog on this list?
Well, he's got to be, but do they take Sirius XM? Does that count as radio for him? Or is it just...
Yeah. Well, Rome is Sirius XM, right?
Well, I mean,
Well,
you're talking about Barrett's rankings?
Yeah. So,
that's based on talking to the executives.
Yeah, that's... So, Mad Dog's on there.
There's not one conversation.
Mad Dog is on there.
Mad Dog's on there. His boy Green, he's got to be on there, even though I haven't heard his show.
He is. He is on there. He's number 4, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, went to a new show. And
So Cowherd's number 1, Pat McAfee's number 2, Dan Patrick's number 3, Mike Greenberg's number 4. Did somebody said Mad Dog?
Yeah.
Right?
Fozzie said Mad Dog.
Jim Rome's 6. We don't have 7,
How about
8,
initials?
9, or 10.
How about initials for 7?
Are there still a big name
PF.
people we're missing?
Yes.
PF.
Okay.
Paul Freeze.
Paul Feinbaum. Duh.
Yeah,
That's correct.
Talty.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did create Talty.
Talty's on there all the time.
Talty's on Paul Feinbaum.
All the time.
Dude, I see now that like on ESPN or whatever they have like TVs in their urinals, and like there was a picture of John Talty taking a picture of himself while taking a pee in the urinal.
Oh, Doug, I got to start following this Talty.
He's a unique cat. I like the guy. I made him, so.
Let's just start going.
Kingmaker.
Let's just start going through former ESPN people that are still doing shows. God awful show. I'm sure Gottlieb's on there somewhere.
He is. Iggy, have you looked at the list already?
No way.
He's number 12.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure that is the other guy still working? The guy that did the show at Greenberg, Golick. Has he got a show anywhere?
No, but his son is with Canty. Canty and Golick Jr., number 15.
Oh, that's on there somewhere.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Now,
man,
who's
they
number
just
8?
do
Can we
not
have
care.
initials?
Start putting all the ESPN people on there.
Initials for number 8, please.
DA.
DA. Doug Allen. Doug Allen has a show that's doing well.
DA Points?
Dick Amsinger?
Dave Anderson.
I think that's the name of the show, DA.
DA.
It is.
DA Weibring?
The DA show.
Oh,
DA show.
okay. Well, that was easy. So, how about number 9?
Boy, this is a weird lineup of people.
K, J, and M.
Oh,
KJ would be Kevin Johnson.
No, it's 3 different people.
Oh,
God,
okay.
of course
Kevin,
it is.
Joe, and Mac.
Nick and the
That's a good
Badger.
show.
Nick and the Badger.
Yeah,
it's Nick
it's-
and the Badger.
late night score.
It should have been there.
KJM, are these just first names?
Yes, that's right. Well, the second, the J is a nickname.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
The
Kiefer, Jocko,
I know one of them.
and
You do.
Melonhead. Oh, who?
Who's the guy that used to do the show with Stephen A?
You got it.
Did boxing.
Max
Max
Kellerman.
Kellerman, that's correct.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know the other 2 people he does the show
Skip
with.
Bayless, is he still around?
He does
He
TV.
screams at
What was the
Shannon
other
Sharp.
initials?
Keyshawn Johnson, Jason Williams, and Max Kellerman. K, J, and M.
They
I think
have
it's
a
I think it's
show?
Jay Williams. I think it's Jay Williams.
They have a show together?
J Williams, yes.
That'd probably be a pretty good show.
That is on, I guess, in
I get
mornings.
Yeah,
on-
I hear that a little bit driving into work. It's on before work.
Rich Eisen rounds out the top 10.
Okay.
I like Rich Eisen.
I'm
I do
surprised
too.
Rich Eisen's only 10.
Who's he do a radio show on?
Westwood 1.
God, I love me some Rich Eisen.
Yeah, I'm a Rich Eisen fan, too.
He does a lot. He does. Larry David goes on his show sometimes. I get a kick out of that. Complain about the Jets.
How do you come up with top 20?
Tiki and Tierney, Doug, you're right. They're number 11.
Yeah.
Doug Gottlieb, 12. Adam Shine is 13. Freddie and Fitzsimmons is 14.
That's
They made-
Freddie and Fitzsimmons.
They dropped. I think they were like 10 last
Yeah,
year.
that was a top 10 show last year.
Frank Frangie get in anywhere?
Frank Franchi is in Jacksonville. We'll have to find out tomorrow on him.
Yeah.
Morning Men.
Who
You
are
like
these
that?
guys?
Morning
That could
Men?
have been the name of our show. Boy, did we miss that one. Morning Men.
Morning Men on Mad Dog Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Carlton get in there? Is it
Steve
Carlton
Carlton?
or Carton?
Oh,
The guy that came back
Well,
from
that's
game.
a- he's in
Surprised me if he does
prison.
That's-
radio.
The guy
that's
that,
WFAN. That wouldn't be national.
oh, that's right. Okay.
The Odd Couple with Rob Parker and Chris Broussard.
Oh, they're terrible.
The Ben Maller Show.
Oh, my. Oh.
Is that the one, Jackson, when we would go into the podcast studio at KFNS?
Oh,
That would be playing.
And he'd be playing, and I'd go, Jackson, please turn this off. I can't handle it. I
I
don't
think
know
that
what this
was. I think that was the Odd Couple
is.
actually.
Is that right?
No,
The Ben Maller show's
was-
on like at like midnight.
Yeah, and that was, man.
Well, the executives are up late listening to things.
Yeah.
Ben Maller does like overnights.
Well, he used to do when I would get to the station before we did. Clay Travis was on at 5.
I mean,
or
everybody's
6.
screaming about stuff.
He just screams. This
Oh,
guy
does he?
is just mad dog on steroids, man. He just screams the entire time.
What's he mad about? Just everything?
Everything.
Clay Travis's replacements on there anywhere?
Brady Quinn and what's his Jonas Knox and I don't know. I can't remember the other guy. I would listen to him every morning before at KFNS. They did not make it.
Yeah, there's no executives listening to these shows.
That's where I found out about the clock because they'd be in the middle of a segment talking and then they would play like Fox Sports and they'd be like, oh crap, this segment's over, like in the middle of a take.
Nice.
Well, their promos are like 3.5 minutes long. The Ben Maller Show. And then there'd be like a 3.5-minute clip of Ben Maller.
Oh, that dude's terrible, man.
These things are longer than most people's segments.
What we know
That's
for
a
fact
promo.
is Barrett hasn't talked to one executive in years.
I wouldn't
You
think so.
know it.
Well,
you know it's true.
Our day is tomorrow, Tuesday, February
Doug,
8th.
where will we be ranked?
Why was this our day?
Is tomorrow morning shows?
We'll
Yep.
never be right.
Yeah,
No.
major/mid-market sports
I think
radio
we'll be number
market.
1.
We haven't been here long.
If there's any justice.
Well, the rankings are based on 2021.
Yeah, so
Oh, we're screwed.
we won't get in there.
That was
I think the
horrible.
SGO Angel Julia interview will get us over the top.
Did somebody send it to him?
The
Doug,
50
you sent-
executives know.
I sent him a boatload of stuff.
I'm blocked.
I take pride in the fact that I've developed multiple PDs, APDs, and executive producers. I used to tell Jeremiah Crow, if you don't want my chair, that's a problem.
Can you imagine taking it that seriously, Doug?
I took his chair one day. There was nothing in the studio. I went to his office and I took his chair. How about that, dumbass?
What I look forward to most with the rankings tomorrow are the pictures of the shows. God, that makes me laugh.
Doug, what picture did we use for our photo shoot
We're
for being
back
ranked
to-
number
I
1?
think somebody had their hands around my throat.
Me and Plowsy are back to back with our arms folded, just with a
like,
disgusted
you
look
can't
on our
believe
face.
What's going on? Someone had a firecracker they were ready to set off.
Last year there was a picture of a guy like with a radio headset, like in a drive-through, like he was working the drive-through at Popeyes or something.
You just don't know what these people might say. They're such cards.
That's the great thing. There's a Family Guy episode that makes fun of like shows that do that, like the Odd Couple, like those standing back to back and go, "This guy, no, this guy." It's like, dude, come on.
You just don't know what
So
might come out of their
moronic.
mouths.
John Talty with this tweet. Tom is on the ground in Auburn as a small group of Harsin supporters have gathered at Toomer's Corner to defend their embattled head coach. And then Deke Dotem has responded to John Talty. I heard a rumor that Auburn might be looking to poach Eli Drinkowitz from the University of Missouri per at Peoria Plowboy.
Wow.
Let's see if Talty cites you.
I'm hearing the same thing. I'll check into it,
Man.
Deke.
Could be some traction. You think Drinkwitz is going to get a call today? Is there you interested in that Auburn gig?
Yeah, me and Tim talked about this off air, and just how funny both fan bases, because Auburn still think that they're top dogs. He would assume that an Eli Drinkowitz under 500 SEC record would not bode well for that or for that fan base.
Wouldn't think so.
And on the reverse, could you think about just the fan base here? Drinkowitz leaves, and Luther Burden decided to, take his talents.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Well,
The
that
domino
would be that would be right in line with everything else that happens at Mizzou.
It'd be the Van Zant, Michael Porter,
Right.
DGB, never living up to the hype type scenario.
Oh, yeah.
Drink is live, though.
The worst scenario you can think of seems completely plausible when it comes to Mizzou.
I just think the Mizzou fan base thinking that they should be concerned with Drinkwitz going to Auburn is a problem.
I would go down to the Plains for the press conference. Can you imagine?
Are you kidding me? I would fly out to Auburn, and then I would go to Columbia. I would go to both press conferences. I would go to both of them.
The New York Post reporting that Steve Wilkes, interviewed by the Giants for defensive coordinator.
This is the guy that was so bad at Mizzou they had to remove him from his job.
Correct.
He gave up like 50 a game.
Well,
He
he
ran the
didn't
worst-
get removed. They fired the defensive line coach.
Right.
But there was talk of firing him at the end of September, a
Right.
month into the season.
When they had the worst run defense in the entire nation.
Well, the Plowhawk likes to talk about that matchup with the Volunteers. I just think it was the weather.
Yeah. Once you're in the coaching fraternity, you're good for life, apparently, unless you do something politically incorrect. Otherwise, you got a job for life.
The Volunteers scored on every 4 plays in the first half.
Well, that's not every 3 plays, is
But
it?
look at how improved the defense was once the schedule was easier in the second half.
Yeah.
Brandon St. Chuck sent in some great pictures of Jason Barrett just recently.
I haven't seen him.
Josina Anderson, who used to be at ESPN, now is at CBS, tweeted out that Wilkes was told he would not be getting the defensive coordinator job. But then she said, this is what she tweeted. I'm told Steve Wilkes was already informed days ago he wasn't being offered the job for the Giants. Other options were discussed at the time. Interestingly, that was before Patrick Graham accepted the job with Las Vegas, though. The New York Giants initially hoped Graham would stay. So I think what Josina Anderson is saying is that he wasn't going to get the job. But then, since Patrick Graham went to the Raiders, once Gus Bradley left to go to the Colts, that perhaps it's back in play? I don't know.
I mean, you could go to college and find a defensive coordinator better than Wilkes and plug him in. So
Wouldn't you think?
I'm confused why he's their last resort. There's no other defensive guys.
Doug, are you more concerned about Eli Drinkwitz going to Auburn or
I'm very
Steve
concerned.
Wilkes?
I don't want to lose either one of them.
I mean, if I'm drinking, I go to
Going to the
Auburn.
Giants.
My next call would be Steve Wilkes. You want to man this Tiger defense?
And I think Plowhawk, what this shows you is how Missouri football is trending, is that Auburn wants Drinkwitz and that the New York Giants want Steve Wilkes.
And this puts Robert Kraft in a tough position.
How does he counter moves like that?
You know he's their guy. I mean, you can just tell.
Guys, there are some fats on the fan page who seriously think Mike Zimmer would replace Steve Wilkes at Mizzou. These people are delusional. That's from the 636. I have not seen that thread. What do we have going on? There is a Mike Zimmer to Missouri thread?
Oh, my gosh, that would be good. I mean, he just got out of a head coach. I mean, he
Just as
probably-
offensive coordinator, though, under Drinkowitz.
I mean,
how is that even a thought?
Well, even that job, defensive coordinator, pays over $1 million a year, doesn't it? The last
Yes,
guy got
but
like
Mike
$2
Zimmer is in line for like maybe a head coaching position in the NFL.
Yeah, oh,
or
I
at least
understand.
a head coaching job in college if
But
he wants
if
it.
there's the
More
risk
prestigious
of,
than Mizzou.
if there's a risk of
Not more
a
prestigious.
year's going to go by and I don't have anything anywhere, and you might quickly, leave the picture. and you got a chance to make $1 million or $2 million being a defensive coordinator at some college program, I think most would take it. Not that he would, but I think most guys would want to have a job somewhere to keep raking in that crazy money than sit and do nothing.
Well, Tiger Board is the best thing smoking right now. It's unreal content. And you can't tell if it's satire. And I think it's so serious that it just feels like it's all made up.
You're not stirring the pot on there, are you?
I don't need
thought you were
to.
blocked.
Yeah, well,
You got
they won't let me post.
Oh,
Emoji man.
I don't see a thread about Mike Zimmer going to Missouri.
It's probably been shut.
maybe it's a done deal.
It's probably buried behind the other 45 that come up in the last 2 seconds.
Yeah, Doug, the great
I
part
saw the one of Calvin May posing with the bishop. That's what I saw.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to make that a daily post, I think. I'm going to take a picture of Calvin May with his numerous friends out and about with his
That's what I
wife.
see. That's where I'm stopping my scrolling.
And I'm going to start just posting a different picture every day. Calvin May with his good friend. It was funny because I wasn't trying to call him out. I was just really curious. He posted a picture with him and Ted Nugent.
Nice.
And he goes, and my good friend for many years, Ted Nugent. And he said we did a radio show together. And I just responded. I said, so Ted Nugent lived in Illinois? He goes, no, in Detroit. He came on over the phone. I said, oh, so he's a guest of yours on the show. Yeah. Because you made it sound like that you did a show with him. And
Why'd you have to throw a wet blanket on?
I didn't. I was asking a question.
Oh.
Because I was curious that Ted Nugent lived in Illinois. I thought he lived in Detroit. But he's got a lot of pictures up lately of him and his good friend. So maybe
He's doing a lot of traveling, I guess.
Yeah.
well, inside the Chicago area.
Nice.
I guess he moved to Chicago. I don't know. He's a lot of pictures in Chicago. But I'll maybe post a different one every day.
Nice.
Speaking of sports, and I hate to get on this topic, but
We were still on the Mizzou coaching carousel.
well, we were talking coaching, and I was reading another article that about the lawsuits in the NFL as far as racism and not hiring coaches. And is it Jim Caldwell used to coach the Colts?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know about that. I was looking at all the stats. How is this guy not a coach? How is he not a head coach? Even an offensive coordinator?
Yeah, the Lions ruined that.
This guy has got the credentials are out the ass on this guy.
Mike Mart, same thing. He never got another job either. He had a sterling head coach.
Yeah, I was appalled when I saw it. And I suppose he's a nice guy. He's not, kind of bitter like Martz was. He's a nice guy. But when he was a quarterback coach, what he did to Manning and what he did to Stafford and his head coaching jobs and one
When you
bad
say
year and he's
did
out.
to, it makes it sound like he did something wrong, but you mean did for.
Yeah, what he did for them as far as Manning, I think his first 3 years, he was averaging 20 interceptions a game.
A game? That's a bad game, boy.
Yeah. A year.
You're just throwing it up for grabs.
20
If that's your
interceptions.
average.
That's how Missouri beat Florida. Don't make fun of it.
If you throw 200
Barely
points a game,
at
that's
that
not bad. A year, and then when Caldwell came in, he went to
You got to start
under
running the ball.
10.
After about 17 or 18 interceptions, you got to try to establish a running game.
Well, when you're behind that much,
Anyone
you
else
just start chucking
under
it.
center.
Just start chucking it. But then as a head coach, I mean, he won the 2 places he went. He won. I think 1 year he took over the team when they had 3 wins, and they won 11 games their first year. Went to the playoffs 3 years in a row. Then he had 1 bad season when Manning was out. Didn't play that season, so he didn't have a quarterback. And he fired at the end of the year. So it was kind of amazing to see that he can't get a job.
Yeah.
I love Jim Caldwell. I can't believe Detroit got rid of him so fast.
Was it Marty Schottenheimer who got fired after going like 15-1 one year?
Well, the Chargers, yeah, but he had a lot of disappointments in the playoffs. I think it was like back-to-back one-and-dones when you were like the 1 seed in the AFC.
But when you're in the playoffs, all the games are going to be tough. All the teams are going to be good. If you go 15-1, wasn't that what it was? And he got fired, something
I
like
love
that?
the glasses he would rock. Marty Schottenheimer was just old school, man.
It's hard to figure out some of it.
How was Manning in the Hall of Fame throwing 20 interceptions a game?
A game, averaging. So there were some
I
games
love
that
the
was worse
reaction.
than that.
Boy, that Hall of Fame's worse than the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. You know, a guy in averaging 20 interceptions a game he's in.
Like, you don't usually even get 20 possessions a game.
Might have been 20 picks yesterday in the Pro Bowl, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, is that horrendous? What's the point?
I couldn't even watch
I guess the point is the stadium was nearly full, so they made a lot of money. It is just horrendous.
Touch football, bro.
I don't know how the players even go along with it. I can't believe they wouldn't be embarrassed by that.
I was watching bowling.
I watched the interception return and the effort for the offense to try to tackle the defensive player was pretty much zero.
Yeah. Well, the line play was not as intense as what you normally see. The guys on both offense and defense, they would just stand up. They just stand up.
Micah Parsons didn't get the memo because he blew someone up going end to end.
They used to play it pretty hard. I remember when it used to be a football game.
Sean Taylor, there's a famous video of Sean Taylor absolutely, yeah, he just destroyed him. Like, it would have been targeting now, and it was in the Pro Bowl.
Well, the fact that they don't do it in Hawaii and they do it a week before the Super Bowl is so weird anyways. So there's no appeal for players who just got done with an 18-game season.
Well, back in the day, just like the baseball All-Star game, when before players were making $1 million a year, they got money for winning. So they actually try to win because they made more money for winning than losing.
Well, the hockey players just.
But nowadays, I don't know if they get paid. I'm sure they do.
I'm sure
they wouldn't go. Yeah.
No, they wouldn't go.
But it's not enough for them to worry about whether they win or lose.
No. Yeah, that'd be the only way to fix it, is to say the winning team gets $1 million a man. Then I think he'd play.
Yeah, probably.
But that'd be a lot of
cuts into the
prizes.
profit.
$50 million.
Cuts into the profits real nice, like.
Yeah. But I can't imagine very many people watch that mess.
No, my roommate asked me if I was watching it, and I didn't realize it was on yesterday.
It used to be kind of a big thing. Kind of like the baseball All-Star game, where people would actually watch, and it was a real game.
I guess people still bet on it.
Jeez,
D-Gens. That's the D-Gen game of the year.
Well, there's a lot of them out there, so.
You are basically trying to win your money back from the week prior.
So it'd be like betting on roller derby.
Right. So you can make some money to try to bet for the Super Bowl.
What was the final score?
41-35.
Yeah.
That go over the total?
I think it did. My buddy told me he had like the over in the Pro Bowl as a parlay, in the part of a parlay. I was like, that's some degenerate.
Man, yeah, you got to really look inward on that.
Yeah, I'm almost surprised they would take bets on that.
The AFC won, so good for them.
Doesn't even matter.
No, gosh, no.
James Carlton wins.
He was in the Pro Bowl?
Nice.
He would.
Pro Bowl of insurance guys.
Yeah, strong safety. 314-961-4800 to go online at carltoninsurance.net. You can call James Carlton's office, in 8 minutes, and you're going to probably call right now, and talk to a live person and make the switch. They'll do all the paperwork for you. It's James Carlton in Webster Groves. He is my insurance agent. I made the switch. And I can tell you, I am so happy that I did. You should as well. 314-961-4800. You're talking about home insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, anything that's important enough to you to get insured, and you're going to be doing it with the best. They text you up opportunities to save money on your insurance, and they communicate with you should you be forgetful of making a payment. You get a text notification. It's so nice. The customer service at a different level. 314-961-4800 or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm. Let's see, guys, it's sad we should be talking about spring training coming up, but it's barely even got a thought in my mind. That's from Sister Catherine Patricia. With a rare non-Iggy related text from Iggy's former principal.
We'd be down there right now. Isn't it the week we go?
That puts me in a bad
right before Valentine's Day?
I think it's the next week. Yeah, I think it's the week after Valentine's Day.
No, because I always remember Tim would, say I'm taking Anna Marie out for Valentine's Day.
Actually, me and
we were
Doug.
down there doing the
Our
show.
birthday's on the 13th, and so we've always been down there for a birthday. Not always, but almost every year.
We had a Galentine's Day dinner one year.
Galentine's,
yes,
Doug?
we did. Yes,
Where'd you guys go?
I don't remember.
Juno
Beach Fish House. That's Iggy's spot, right? Is that your spot?
We're at
Juno Beach
Guanabana.
Fish House, yeah.
And you were on your phone the entire time, and I took a picture. I said, look at this date. Won't even pay attention to me.
Yeah, Joe and I went. Joe Roddick and I went out for Valentine's Day.
That's where
he had some company giving him money to do Facebook Lives every night, recapping the day. They were paying for our dinners and things just to get on Facebook Live. And Peggy, what happened today? I don't know. I slept because you snored all night and you went for a jog, and I slept. It's the only way I can get my nap in.
Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of talk about it. I think after the Super Bowl, and those who don't really get into college basketball and the NHL and the NBA, and they're going to go, oh, my God, what's going on? But I think right now people are kind of in the Super Bowl thing, and then they switch over to the mindset of spring training, and there will be no spring training, at least That's how it appears as of this moment.
I think the fact that they shut down everything, so there hasn't been trade talk, there hasn't been, oh, look at this free agent we just signed, there's been no talk about it at all. That's hurt.
Right.
That's kind of knocked it off the sports pages completely.
With the computer system here down on Friday, and that was a building-wide thing, we did not get to play our Post Drops of the Week. We have them here for you. Here you go. Take a listen. It's the Drops of the Week presented by the Post.
Hit the lever, Plowsy.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill presents Iggy's Drops of the Week.
I see some Persip.
Why don't you try to get a forecast right first before you pop off?
Oh, Peter. Oh, Peter.
I do have a lot of matted tufts.
I listened to a lot of NPR as a child.
I've never buried one of my girls.
I have to take a massive poop.
And I just walked in and said, can I get in on this? I just think of DeMayo April.
Yep.
Well, there wasn't a producer in the city that could touch me.
How were your nipple clamps?
I wear a size 9, and I'm hanging fat dong, dude. Like,
I did make out with my first cousin. Happy birthday
Jack.
to you. And then I had to go, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you little small ween cuck. Get in the corner, suck your thumb, loser.
His pubis is kindling.
I was the tiniest of twinks back then. Are you into people watching you? I'd love to watch you guys have sex. We all breathe. I'm getting tired of this BS. I was the best at what I did for a very long time.
I couldn't get an erection until 2016. It was the strangest coincidence.
You can do whatever you want with me. I always try to match my hat with something I have on.
It's a cock.
bidets are like the gateway to enemas.
Good point. Good point.
Don't be jumping into my territory, glue guzzler. My friend John Ashton was in that.
The stallion is out of the barn.
I almost didn't go to the induction to go to Los Lonely Boys. I'm riding the coattails of Tim. I don't want this a-hole to win.
Yeah, when you can see the crust. Now we can one thing. When you can actually visibly
crust
see the
meat.
crust.
You can keep a fire going for a week based on the tufts of your nether region.
The power got to my head a little bit.
You
Fitting
look
for
so
you.
much like a Bruce.
By 16, you've got full shrubbery.
Was that a good idea? I'm not sure.
I pimp around.
The Rams defeat the Buccaneers to take on
49ers.
the 49ers.
I think you're doing a shoot.
That was another SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londo.
That was Iggy's Drops of the Week, presented by The Post.
Stay posted, my friends.
Doug, there it is. The drops of the week on a Monday.
Have the updates been going better? The sports updates?
Jackson uses this whiteboard now.
Wasn't that 2 weeks ago? Why am I getting double dipped on that?
Oh, I thought you put these. Iggy puts these together. Iggy, you
It
got
sounded
them?
like they were from 2 weeks ago, and I put these in yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Or the other day on
Doug, were these the
Friday.
old drops?
I don't know what
Dude,
drops they were.
They sounded familiar.
Well, I know
Where
I
did we
did that
go?
SportsCenter update. I thought you were just like going back after me, making me.
No, and which I would have. I mean, I created a whole. I don't know where they went.
You
So those
lost,
weren't them.
You lost last week's.
Well, every time you click on something, this computer, the meow plays.
So
I had
we could have played those
Can you
Friday.
get rid of the meow?
Well, at this point, I think it's now just.
So
it's part of
those were not this week's job.
They probably didn't sound like it. Halfway through, I was like, well, these sound like they were 2 weeks ago.
There is somebody who is banty as all get out about it. He's drinking and breathing.
Oh, my gosh, man. It's fun.
He needs it to calm his nerves.
Iggy, scoot back like 6 inches. It's not that hard. You are disgusting, man. And then he texted on Friday, guys, seriously, listen to the podcast on headphones and tell me the nose whistling and nasty ass slurping is not unbearable. Just adjust your mic like Doug's, you stupid Dorito sunshine.
Doug is right on top of his mic, just like I am. And that was you. You did that just to you just.
Oh, that was me. That was me.
That was plausible. That'll be me. Now you guys are doing it. You're breathing. Doing it just. Iggy, shut up. And when you type that in, I wasn't anywhere near the microphone. For the last 3 minutes, I've been, with the drops, I've been away from the microphone, stretching.
Funny that the Orson Woods wacko probably filed his taxes already because all he has is a W-2. Real money files an extension poser. That's from Mr. Lips.
I don't know if he can need the extension.
So all I got is a W-2. I haven't seen mine yet.
I haven't seen mine either.
They're doing April, right? We'll get them by then.
Right. Going back to the cuts, maybe the stupidest question we've ever had asked on this team in this show is, Cinco de Mayo. That's in April, right?
I wasn't
It's hard to
thinking
get past
Mayo
that.
means May in Spanish. I wasn't thinking.
Well, I promise I did the cuts this morning. So the cuts of the week, we play them in the next hour.
Do we?
Those are fresh.
All right. Okay.
Those are, yeah. Those drops are what we like to call, Doug, evergreen. You could play those whenever.
Well, they sound like the same drops we play every week.
So that was my apologies.
Okay.
You can send your email in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. That comes your way on the Captain's Log in about 45 minutes. Just got this press release, Doug. Legendary casino brand Horseshoe is coming to St. Louis as Lumiere Place Casino and Hotel begins a transformation into Horseshoe St. Louis. The property evolution is expected to be finalized in spring 2022. Lumiere will now be Horseshoe St. Louis.
Okay.
That's still in Vegas?
Is that a big brand, Horseshoe?
Well, the Horseshoe Hotel, but is that still there?
Well, Horseshoe used to have the World Series of Poker. Am I correct on that?
Binion's Horseshoe, that's right. Before it went to Rio, and now it's going to be, where is it going to be? It's
thought
not,
it was
it's not going to be at Rio anymore.
Is it not Aria or?
I can't remember where it's going to be, but it's at a different spot than where it's been. And it's been every time I played it, it is with Rio, but now it's going to be, I think it's going to be on the Strip, actually. Maybe at Paris, which is weird, but that's a Caesars property, and the World Series of Poker is a Caesars event.
No, it's at the Horseshoe. It's at the Horseshoe and Paris Las Vegas Hotel.
So they're trying to bring back this Horseshoe brand.
Got it.
Good for them, at least. I think that's an iconic brand, at least in Vegas, or was.
So Lumiere, Doug, now Horseshoe.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoever comes in is going to need to throw a lot of money at security. You got to make people feel safe to go down there.
When I work, Abstract was right by Lumiere. I will give them credit. There is 24/7 security now driving all around the landing area.
Is there?
And the year and a half I worked there, I didn't see any riffraff around that area one bit.
There's always security when we work down there because we park our cars there at 6:30 in the morning. They come running. Get out of here. We can be walking across the street to the sex
tried to
shop.
park free.
That's where Rich Gould gave the parking cone a heave.
Give it a heave. That's all where he's parking. I gave it a heave.
Hey guys, they're talking about cucking on the Riz Show right now. Doug, Iggy, why don't you go in there with like some expertise?
Yeah, they act like they know cucking. They don't know cucking.
No
they
one
can't
knows
define
cucking.
it.
Neither can we.
Well, we can't eat. Yeah.
That's not a studio I think I can walk into.
Why?
But I know Jeff Burton pretty well.
Do you know Moon?
I know Riz. I just met Moon and the rest of them. Patrico.
Not a Patrico.
When I got here, but I didn't really know him before that. I mean, Courtney I've known forever. I know Favaz and U-Man pretty well. But, I mean, the Riz Show, I don't think I could just walk in there and start talking.
Well, if you do, Jackson, get that TikTok ready.
Yeah.
We'll just make sure the red light isn't on before you walk in there.
Well,
Well, that would be the point of walking in during the show if they're talking about cucking.
A man of your stature can just wander into.
Well, they know who I am, but I just don't know who they are.
You're the cut consultant.
You know, they all know who I am.
Flip that off.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it because your picture's been put up around the station?
No,
as
yeah,
a
probably that. How
stalker?
could they not? It's been all over the place.
Yeah, it's almost like a warning.
Yeah.
If you see this
You
person.
see this guy in the hallways, run.
Like, we wouldn't necessarily want, like, Randy Carricker coming in, like, elbowing Tim out of the way and grabbing the mic and just start giving takes.
Doug, I wouldn't mind seeing Randy Character come on in.
Well, I wouldn't do that.
Caller Dan just kind of pokes his head in.
Yes,
the
he
door.
does.
He just kind of stalks. He just
Pokes his head in. All right, we'll take a break. Remember, Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming up on the Captain's Log, plus the Bertarelli Cutlery Cuts of the week at 9:30 because the computer system was down on Friday. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
But do you have to beat the other proposal? We all know that nothing, let's be honest, nothing in St. Louis on the Mississippi River is going to look as cool as this picture I just saw on Twitter of the schematics, which is unbelievable, with this beautiful, it looks like a man-made body of water with palm trees.
It's a palace.
In a beautiful stadium in this new district. Nothing, let's be honest, nothing that St. Louis proposes will look nearly as cool as that.
But if they're following the letter of the law about relocation, you're hoping that that the Rams come up, or the Dave Peacock's crew comes up with something that the Rams have to stay. That's what you're hoping for. Or that we get the Raiders the very next day after the Rams leave.
When the Rams beat the Raiders here 52-0, I was thinking as I watched that game, God, I love these Raiders. This is my team, and even if the Rams put more than 100 on them, this is the club I want here.
And let's be honest, sometimes the final score is not indicative of how the game, how close it really was.
That club battled.
52-0, but if 1 or 2 or 13 breaks go differently, that's a touchdown game.
One thing was clear after that game is that we've been living a lie. We are Raiders fans through and through.
Khalil Mack looked great in that game, too.
Sure he
I think
did.
Had a couple
Yeah.
tackle for losses and a sack. So.
Yeah, I know I was booing every time the Rams scored again. Leave the Raiders alone, I said. Damn it, that's our club. Who's the Raiders coach? Anybody have any idea?
It was like an interim guy. They got rid of that.
Tony Sperano, Dennis Allen.
Yeah, Dennis Allen was like fired on the flight back home, right, from London or
I
something
remember
like
John
that.
Madden was the coach when when I was first introduced to my love affair with Raider football.
And then they had that John Gruden. I'll tell you what, I love that guy.
Yeah. Maybe Grudzy will come back and coach his former team.
He had that great Rich Gannon squad. They they lost to the Bucks, was it?
I believe so.
In Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Or if they name Linehan as coach, I think a lot of people liked what he did here. I mean, I think we'll look at that maybe
He's a beloved figure. Just start talking about the people St. Louis loves. It's Stan Musial, and then it's Scott Linehan.
He got a raw deal.
He's second. He's a close second, but he's second.
And the other thing is, you know what? Sometimes your first time around coaching, you make mistakes. You come back.
understand
Bill
that.
Belichick didn't win Super Bowls with the Browns.
Who
It took
doesn't
him a
make
while.
mistakes?
I mean, like I said, if he wants to bring Spags as a D coordinator, you know what? I mean, Spags, I can't really defend.
Those guys. I mean, when you think about it, were this close to turning that corner.
Right. This is a guy who came in and took a playoff contender and turned it into one of the worst teams in the history of the league. That, to me, says Raider football.
Are we like an underdog story in St. Louis?
We do. We like a team that's such an underdog, they want to pack up and get the hell out of here.
Oh, this is taking a toll on us. This is really this is taking a toll on us. We've gone crazy now over this.
It would be just like this city to lose the Rams, get the Raiders with Scott Linehan as a head coach.
Dude, that would be awesome.
Perfect.
That would be
perfect.
awesome.
Yep.
He'd have his first news conference. He'd be, "Hi, remember me?"
Yep.
The media would give him a standing ovation.
Oh yeah.
There'd be stories recounting how he was pretty good when you look at it through a different lens.
That first season, they go 8-8. I mean, they're right there on the cusp.
Right there. His son played junior basketball. I was there at a game once, and Linehan was in the stands watching his son. That's how deep the ties run.
It's got to happen now.
I don't think there's any question that it's happening.
Thank you, Dave Peacock, if you're listening.
You got Charles Woodson.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
Heisman Trophy winner.
You know, somewhere.
Desmond Howard. Didn't he play for the Raiders?
Sounds possible.
Somewhere, Blitz and Peacock are out there listening to the radio going, those guys, tip of the cap to you guys to figure this out.
They had it sniffed out. Yeah, I'm sure they did.
And frankly, I bet you right now the Rams are scared because Kroenke thought he had all the leverage. And now it's kind of like we took our big stack at the poker table and said, Mr. Kroenke, I'm all in with the Raiders.
Right.
And our chips are silver and black.
It's a real battle here among these franchises to see.
And frankly, teams are clamoring to get to St. Louis to play in the Dome. There'll probably be like a lottery between the teams of who wants to be here.
We only got room for so many.
Hold on a second. Do you think that St. Louis is a two market? Is it two team city?
2 or 3.
You think we can do 3 franchises?
We have the Raiders and the Jaguars. Are we on the radio?
I don't think so.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there's a power play with teams trying to get a foothold in the lucrative St. Louis market.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Looking for that perfect gift for someone special? Skip the flowers and chocolates and bring home a new mortgage this Valentine's Day. Whether it's a pre-approval for a new home or a simple cash-out refinance, we've got you covered. Refinancing or buying a home? Why would you go anywhere else? Mortgage rates are still near historic lows, but we need to get you locked in today. Fall in love with your lender again at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Watch TMA on YouTube. Click the bell to subscribe. Download the podcast. Find it at tmastl.com or wherever you podcast. And check us out on TikTok at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
You got to be on acid to understand what's going on this show.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
On the secret of my success. Ken is the absolute worst. That's from B-Dubs. Secret of my success, Doug, with Michael J. Fox and Helen Slater. Am I right on that?
I don't know.
8 is enough? Fame? She was an 8 is enough.
Was she an 8 is enough? She was in City Slickers?
I don't know. My mask is a little...
Good.
I think
City Slickers is good.
Yes.
City Slickers 2.
I think she was one of the daughters in 8 is enough, I think.
Somehow I
be wrong.
I watched Step Brothers over the weekend.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Was that good or bad, Jackson?
Good.
Okay, good.
I watched a documentary on Calamity Jane.
Calamity Jane.
From Deadwood?
Yep. Boy, Deadwood got so many things wrong about her.
Who did?
You know her real name is, in the...
Who got it wrong?
Brian Hengen's already firing.
Deadwood. Well, Hengen used to live in Deadwood. Probably 2 hours away from Deadwood, but...
that story.
In Deadwood, she introduced herself as Jane Canary, but it's pronounced Jane Canary.
How do you know?
Because I watched the documentary.
Oh.
And actually her real name is Martha, but it's Jane Canary. Jane Canary here. Looking for Charlie Utter. Jane Canary here. She says canary. It's canary.
So that upsets you.
No, but they got it wrong. And she had kids.
And what did she do that made her famous?
Outlaw.
Well, supposedly she was a scout for Custard.
Custard. What? Not custard.
Snag that audio.
Custard.
Custard.
General Custer.
Yes.
Custard. Oh, I said custard.
But in the documentary, she really wasn't. She just kind of wormed her way in there, and then she got kicked out, and then she joined another group. She got kicked out of that one. So she really wasn't a scout. And Wild Bill Hickok really didn't like her. And in Deadwood, they were like best friends.
What do you know about custard stands?
There you go.
Well, what did she do that made her so famous?
I shouldn't be laughing.
Somebody wrote an article about her in the paper in New York. And she just became big like a celebrity on the East Coast they said she's fighting the Sioux as a woman, and she's killed Indians, and so she became big, and then a lot of it was fake.
Huh. I spent 4 years in San Francisco.
She didn't go to San Francisco.
She did at one point, yeah. Then she went to the West Coast and came back.
Say, she'd probably done the Gold Rush.
I don't believe it was San Francisco at the time, but
I can't imagine trying to travel by horseback or wagon train across the Rocky Mountains to get to San Francisco.
I would be dead so fast.
Plus, you ever play that Oregon Trail computer game?
Oh, hell yeah.
What a wonderful game, Doug.
Always die of dysentery.
Oh, and that would be me. I would die of, we saw what happened when I just had one bad Marie Callender meal.
Oh, yeah. You crumbled.
Well, not to mention the 9 French toast sticks.
I think 1,000 people died on their way to the West. Do you know where the Oregon Trail...
1,000? Probably more.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think they said 1,000. You know where the Oregon Trail starts?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Independence, Missouri.
Oh, really?
Harry S. Truman, Doug.
That's a pretty good little nugget.
That was always a starting point option in the Oregon Trail game, is Independence. That's where I'd always
I
start.
only know that because of the documentary I watched last night.
OMG, you twit. Who cares? That's from Glumpy, Triple X.
And then today you'll probably be watching the Jane Canary documentary. Canary.
Franklin and Totowa. What's up, Franklin?
Jane and Canary.
There is a wonderful thread on the Twitter tweets with Dotem, John Talty, and a guy who doesn't get Dotem.
Yeah. Poor Talty.
Talty tweets out, There's a guy named Tom Green. Now, Doug, you might be thinking of Drew Barrymore's ex.
Yeah.
This is a guy who covers Auburn football for Alabama.com. And he says that there are people chanting, "No Harsin, no peace," at Toomer's Corner this morning. I mean, a big morning on the plains. Then John Talty, quote, retweets it and says, "Tom is on the ground in Auburn." A small group of Harsin supporters have gathered at Toomer's Corner to defend the embattled head coach. Now, as we recounted in the 8 o'clock hour, this is where Dotem gets involved with his friend John Talty.
Right.
He says, "I heard a rumor that Auburn might be looking to poach Eli Drinkwitz from the University of Missouri."
Right.
Per at Peoria Plowboy. A gentleman named King Nolan. Doug, do you know King Nolan?
I'm not familiar with these words.
He's at Nolan_SZN. Like Nolan season, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. He disagrees with Dotem. He says, "I don't see that happening." And yes, I know his history at Auburn.
Does he have a history at Auburn?
I don't even know.
I'm not familiar with that.
And then Dotem responds, "Not sure you are really thinking about it hard enough, boy. XOXO. And now no one's not happy." Why would he go somewhere that fired their coach after one season when he has Missouri on an upward trend?
Man.
Any asparagus mention in there?
I just don't get these people.
I can see it happening down the road, but not right now. And then Dotem has responded with hashtag think about it. And so they're having a really nice interaction on the Twitter tweets, Doug, but it's not going well for Doug. Is it Nolan season?
I think that's
And he writes to Dotem, and he uses the F word.
Oh.
F off, moron.
That's
Dotem
what
says.
I've tried to say to him for 10 years.
You're cute when you're angry. I'm just relaying info I heard from John Talty. Stay hot. XOXO.
Start
These
throwing us-
Missouri fans are worried. Plowhawk, they're worried. It could happen.
I started a thread on the Missouri Tiger Board fan page, and they are not happy. They're just flat not happy with my
Wouldn't it be funny if this week Drinkwitz has a press conference? Let's get these rumors out of the way right now. I have no intention of going to Auburn. I don't know where they came from, but
This is why they hate the media. This is why.
I think the funniest is the comments are, "Why would he go there?"
well, first of all, he's never going to be asked to go there. So
Yeah, I don't.
Deke Dotem's Twitter is funnier than anything we've ever done in this show. It is.
Can you imagine if a bunch of football fans in the South go, "Who is this Dotem guy?" And they go to his avatar, and it's an older gentleman wearing a bikini with a lace over.
God, he had 2,500 followers.
Oh, does he?
More than I got.
That's insane. Where does it say he's from? Boys Town, Illinois. Jesus.
He tweeted at Talty over the weekend, "Do you have any hot takes that you'd like to get off your hashtag chest?" And someone said that they were joining the Mizzou football staff, and he asked best fries in Columbia, Missouri.
oh, the funniest is when he was on SGO Kai's live.
Oh, yeah. We have that on.
And they brought him in there, and he's going, "You like fries? How about asparagus?" Kai had no clue what was going on.
He showed him like a video of some frozen fries. He's like, "You gonna dip that in asparagus prime?"
Boy.
He said, "Think about it."
Think about it.
God, he is that is one of a kind stuff
Well,
right there.
he remains suspended indefinitely from this program.
Not from Twitter.
Just create these rumors
I hope
and
it
make
comes in
them
in May.
real.
Morons. That's how independence got its name. You were on your own once you left.
You were
What?
on your own.
What?
People don't know English.
They got their name from the Oregon Trail? I mean, we're talking about the Oregon Trail
since
started.
Since that was a starting point, once you left there wasn't anyone that was going to help you. You were independent at that point.
Westward expansion.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, but
Don't get upset with it.
is that a real story or?
Well, you just gave out a reason, and I gave out where it started. So you're going to bitch at me because I didn't know where it started?
I don't know.
And you just gave out something I didn't know, so we helped each other.
Yeah.
No reason to get bitter about it.
I'm looking up the city independence. See if that's a real
Harry S. Truman.
Yeah.
Why would you live there?
Independence? Well, there's nothing wrong with independence.
Yeah, why
Close to Kansas City.
Well, and as a what was he, a senator, congressman, became president?
Yeah.
You'd think they live in a bigger city than that.
They had no money. Politicians didn't rake it in like they did. I read when he left office, they drove back to Indianapolis. He and Bess didn't have any money to even fly back.
Bess Truman.
Yeah. He's the one who said, I forget the exact words, but the only way to become rich as a politician is to be a crook.
That's true.
That's.
How do you think they traveled? I mean, we couldn't travel the other day in cars, and we have plows.
Plow boy.
What did they do back then when there weren't plows and they had to...
Trains?
Yeah, the trains couldn't run with the tracks covered in snow.
They would put chains on the tires of the wagons.
What about the Model Ts driving around New York? And
I thought we were talking about the Oregon Trail. The Model T came out in like 1919 or something.
Yeah, the early 20th century. Cars came around. Can you imagine in New York when they get that snow? How are they traveling? They didn't have plows to clean the streets.
Well, they had shovels. People worked harder back then. I'm sure they shoveled it out, or they put a plow on the front of a car.
Well, they probably just melted it with these hot takes from Roy John saying the AD needs to lock a drink up ASAP. With a huge
Roy John?
That guy,
Another told me?
I don't know the guy that was on the thread.
He says they need to lock drink up?
Yeah, with a long, lucrative
Well,
contract.
he's taking your comments seriously. He thinks there's something to this.
He's got a
We
lucrative
need to
contract.
make this-
Doesn't he make like $4 million a year?
He makes enough.
Well, when you go 6-6 and you get to a bowl game, you just get an extension.
Again, we'll go back to the Tennessee game. When Drink is successful, whether it be at the Patriots, Alabama, Auburn, you're going to go back to that game and realize that's the game to where everything changed.
Yeah.
Not many
That's just
people were holding them under 70. And I
such a-
think when Drink did that, it was huge.
It's such a great profession to be in, though. It just pays silly money.
Strength and conditioning
Schools
coaches are
all-
like a $500,000 business now.
A defensive assistant, a defensive back assistant at Mizzou is $400,000 or $500,000 a year. What do they work? 9 months, maybe 8 months?
Well, recruiting probably turns it into a full calendar year, I would assume.
Well, one of the reasons they're pissed at Harsin is that they didn't sign anybody last week. Andy was on vacation.
Well,
and I think the fact that he's from the North isn't playing real well either, isn't much as if you want to say that.
Yeah.
Well, if you know you're not going to sign anybody, why stick around? Go enjoy yourself.
I know, right? I think I'm with them. If you know you're not signing anyone on National
We got
Signing
nothing.
Day, just
Yeah.
take a dip and go to Cabo or something.
He probably went to Branson.
Imagine the president. Where are you going? Vacation. What? It's National Signing Day. We're not getting anybody. Why am I going to stick around the office? Nobody's coming in. I'm going on vacation.
Hey, Wallet Face.
Yes.
Wallet face.
Living in Independence is like living in Maryland Heights. It's a suburb, you twit. That's from the Concord Caulk.
I doubt it was a suburb back in the 1800s, you dumbass.
Ah, wow.
That's probably true.
No, it wouldn't have been.
Where are you living? Oh, I got a cul-de-sac over here on Independence Lane.
Oh, nice.
I just think the smell, man. I'm watching a show called The Gilded Age.
That's the new show on HBO, right?
It's phenomenal. I love that time period. I just freaking love that. You know, before really electricity, the lighting, street lamps.
Why
by
would you love
hand.
that? Life was tough.
Life is tough, and I was thinking the smell.
Yeah, but
Just-
you wouldn't know any better.
I'm not going to give anything away, Tim. You said you've seen part 1 of last season of Ozark.
We completed it, yes.
I won't say what happened.
Doug, no spoilers.
But I'll ask you the question. The very first scene in part 1, is that the ending of part 2?
Could very well be. You know
Well, I
who's
don't like
directing
that.
it? Do you know who's directing it? Nurse? Anybody?
No.
Cecil B. DeMille.
Robin Wright.
Oh, I saw that she was
Are you
directing.
kidding me?
Sean Penn's ex, and she was Kevin Spacey's wife, eventually the president in House of Cards.
Didn't she have a good nape of the neck? What was it?
She did have a nape of the neck, and she was Jenny in Forrest Gump, Doug.
Right.
And she was part of the more popular MMF.
Really?
Yes.
What do you mean? Yours?
No, in House of Cards, she.
Oh, I thought you meant you. I was like,
No,
I'm
this-
intrigued.
Because you've had them all.
Their Secret Service agent had a threesome with them.
Nah,
They brought him into the bed, and then Spacey made out with him.
Oh,
So it really was an MMF.
Kevin Spacey probably requested that scene.
God, Jenny was the worst character.
Jenny.
Damn.
Well, I mean,
that doesn't sound good by the founder of GoodOrBad.com.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a great character, but like the storyline of her, she seemed like a very evil person.
Why?
Jenny? In
She
Forrest
was
Gump?
nice to Forrest.
Yeah, but she was very
She
selfish.
wasn't very
and-
nice to him.
Yeah,
She turned him down at every turn. and
Every
then
turn.
She had the AIDS baby.
Used him and then had the AIDS baby and then wanted his house and wanted his money to take care of her.
Well, she died.
Haley Joel Osment.
She died right after his birth.
Well, let me say.
Spoiler.
Let me say.
Come on,
Sorry.
Jackson. I've only seen it 20 times.
If the first scene in part 1 is the last scene in part 2,
Doug, it's the first scene in part 1 is the last scene in part. Do you follow that?
Yeah.
I'll be very upset. Would you, if that's how it ends? There's no closure. This is the last season. Have some closure. Don't have a cliffhanger when there's nothing to come back to.
It's tough to talk about it on the show without giving away things.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
This first part of the season, I have 1 episode to go, so I'm really wanting to watch.
Oh, is that right? So you've watched what? There's 7. So you've watched 6. You and Madison have watched 6.
Yes.
All right. How do you feel so far, Plowhawk?
I love it. I just, to me, the series gets better and better just because I think I used to hate the mom. She is by far my favorite character now.
Oh, is she?
I love her. She's a beast.
Laura Linney.
Love Laura Linney. Hated her at season 2.
Yeah, I still like Ruth.
Oh,
I think she cusses more than Al Swearingen in Deadwood.
Doug, who cusses more? Al
I don't
Swearingen?
know.
I
See,
mean,
I
she
don't
has no
like that.
vocabulary because she's white trash.
I don't know why you have to ruin shows with that.
It's a really good
I don't know. I
show.
think it's just getting kind of repetitive. I mean, it's the same thing happening over and over.
Really? I like it.
You're not enjoying Ozark?
Well, I'm enjoying it. I just think it's kind of getting repetitive. I mean, nothing's ever finished. I mean, you figure it's done, and then it goes back to the same thing again. Oh, we got to do this again.
It's 100%.
I don't know. There's a brand new character who's got incredible value, and I think is a.
But he's kind of the same. Oh, well, a little bit. Nah. Yeah, I guess he's a little more ruthless.
Nothing was worse than the last season of Yellowstone. I can tell you that much right now.
Oh, really? I haven't watched Yellowstone at all. I've watched 1 episode.
That's fine. I'm not going to give any spoilers. I will say season 3 was an absolute disaster.
Is that right? Is that a consensus,
They
or is that
really ruined this? I mean, nothing happened.
Where are you watching it?
YouTube TV.
You watch once.
On
No, YouTube. You can watch. You can watch
Paramount.
Yeah, you can watch season 4, but then you got to pay for the other seasons.
Stop talking about Ozark. That's from Johnny Johnson.
I don't believe I've said anything other than, and if you watch the first part of season 4, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. But it doesn't give anything away because I didn't tell you what happened.
I couldn't get into Apple TV the other day.
What happened? What was going on?
I pay $5 a month, try to get in. It wants my username and password again. And I tried, and I tried. I looked up everything I could look up, and I never got into it. Through the remote, I say, I pay for this? It's just TV. I pay $5 a month, and I can't watch it? I was hopping mad.
You just sign in through your phone.
Tried to.
Aren't you connected to your Apple ID on your phone?
Yes.
Then it should take 12 seconds to
It
get
should, and it did all through Ted Lasso, but it doesn't now.
I love Apple TV.
See, I like
What's your favorite show on there, boy?
Definitely Ted Lasso, but you can just rent movies. Like, I used to use Amazon Prime Video as if I wanted to rent a picture, but I just use Apple because it's like 2 clicks and it's ready to go.
That's what it used to be for me. Not anymore. I can't get into it.
Yeah, I got Amazon Prime. I can watch House of Gucci for $20. I ain't doing that.
No, I ain't doing that.
Tim Burkhardt, Doug, you know him. He's with William Grant and Sons, Fistful of Bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Why talk about that?
Well,
he just
sure.
said last season of Yellowstone was absolute garbage, boring AF.
Thank you.
So Plowhawk, there you go. You have a sponsor on board with your take.
Well, the first episode of the season was phenomenal. I'll give them that, but that was.
And then it trailed off.
It not only trailed off, it absolutely died on a vine. It was the worst season. It was season 8 Game of Thrones style. I know Yellowstone hasn't ended, so it's hard to compare that, but it was so utterly bad. So bad and boring. I mean, Kevin Costner has a love interest now. Just stop.
Doug, stop.
Why wouldn't he have a love interest?
Does anybody watch the one that's kind of like that with
1883?
Yeah.
I can't
with
watch
Sam
it on
Elliott?
YouTube TV. You got to have Paramount. Now, you can watch the first 2-hour premiere on YouTube TV, but you can't watch any other episodes without Paramount.
So on Paramount, can you watch every episode so far?
Yes.
This is the first season, right?
Yeah, the first season. And you can watch all Yellowstone, all 4 seasons are on there. So I need to get
I can't. I got Paramount, and I can watch season 4 because that's what's up now, season 4, right?
I think season 3.
I can watch that, but I can't go back and watch the others. They want you to pay for it to watch the other seasons on YouTube TV and Paramount. I'm not going to do that.
No, I ain't paying.
You would pay for a fistful of bourbon, though.
Of course.
Yeah. Utilizing knowledge learned from the longest-serving malt master in the history of whiskey, our master blender has married 5 straight bourbons into one beautiful bottle. Flavors of honey, creamy vanilla, and the delicate light spices of cinnamon and nutmeg will invade our mouthhole. It will always taste damn fine neat and make one hell of a cocktail. It ain't just a bourbon, it's a damn fistful. Imported by William Grant & Sons, New York. New York, don't be a damn fool. Enjoy it responsibly. That's Fistful of Bourbon. All right, we didn't have we had a computer situation, Doug, on Friday in the building, so we weren't able to have our Bernarelli cuts of the week. Here they are, the Bernarelli Cutlery cuts of the week.
Hit the lever, Plowsy. Hit the lever, Plowsy.
Cuts of the week are brought to you by Bertarelli Cutlery. Visit them on the Hill or online at bertarellico.com. Cut
1.
No, Shelby Lingash was talking about all the listeners. Don't put me into that category.
I heard Jackson aggressively start typing right when you said you.
Yeah.
Well, there's a drop that says, "Boy, you guys are deep into my Facebook."
Wow,
man.
you are deep into my Facebook, man.
There it is now.
She wasn't talking about me.
Who was she talking
Listeners?
about? She's talking about the listeners.
I mean, if I was deep into her Facebook, it was to find stuff to interview. We were interviewing. We had to find something on her. It was more than just the penis on the roof thing.
100% Iggy added Shelby Lynn Gash. That's from Brandon in St. Charles. I don't know if he's confirmed it or if he just believes
Yeah, I added her. She sent me a request, and I responded yes. So I guess
she sent you a request.
I guess. I don't know. I don't remember sending anybody
Buck Swope
friend
has some
requests.
homework today.
Well, go ahead. Maybe I did. I mean, how long ago was it? 5 years ago?
That was a long time ago, it feels like.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe she had her account closed. I couldn't send her a message unless she accepted the friend request.
Let's see if she's
I don't know.
Face bin.
Oh, she is.
Oh, no.
I guess you know.
Well, I see her pop up every once in a while
Drop the
on a
shovel.
story. I don't look for her if it pops up.
Yeah, there she is.
Cut
2.
And I said, if the book ever becomes a movie,
Your book on St. Louis radio is going to become a major motion picture.
it could
see that.
There's enough in there that it could become a movie.
Oh, sure. What are the chances this book ever gets completed?
Well, I don't know. I don't really care.
10%
I mean, it's something
chance?
I want to do. I don't care if it gets published. I don't care who buys it.
But that it even
It's
gets
something
written.
I would have fun doing. I will eventually.
When are you going to do it?
I
When are you
just-
going to sit down and write a book?
I'll probably get somebody to do it for me.
That sounds... Would you want to read the behind-the-scenes going on of another sports station?
Oh, I might if I knew there was a lot of stuff going on in that city. And in some places, a lot of crap going on.
But doesn't stuff go on behind the scenes everywhere, really?
Not like this. Trust me.
There is mystery and intrigue?
Yeah. I've held my mouth for a long time with some of the stuff.
Did you walk in some days and said, "Ooh, it's a perfect day for a murder"?
I walked in a lot of days and said, what am I doing here?
Oh, dear.
What am I doing working for such idiots?
Cut
3.
What's going on here is this is a phenomenon that I've never seen this come up on the Doppler before.
Just the fact that it's snowing.
I have to rename it. I'm calling it the Ignatius. Storm Ignatius.
Storm Ignatius.
Wow.
Because what is happening here is I'm not sure the meteorologists even see this. They're looking at something coming out of the west. And it is coming out of the west. It's coming straight through Albuquerque. Mm-hmm. But then you have this polar vortex coming in from the north.
Right.
You're just making up terms at this point?
No, that's where it comes from, the north.
Okay.
And then you have this cold front that's going through Florida, that went through Florida this weekend, that's also pushing up toward the Midwest. So you've basically got 3 entities that are going to merge. Now, if one of these entities miss, like if the vortex kind of scoots off to the south a little bit, it's going to affect it.
Okay.
This is the Albuquerque front coming in.
The vortex tease.
Okay.
The Albuquerque front.
Part of the front, yes, that will form the Ignatius.
Cut.
I'll leave it at the 4.
Would you sleep with Brady? Would you have an MMF with Brady if you knew Giselle was part of it?
Yes.
There would be some touching and things with Tom, but
Now, hold on a second.
Giselle would be
Now, all of a
part
sudden,
of
you
it.
just changed the conversation.
Well, I mean, you're in a threesome.
Right.
And it's not him watching. He's part of it. Say you're in different positions and he happens to reach across and start, maybe rubbing your ass.
Well, now the game just changed. Now the game just changed.
Do I have to, caress him? I don't want to caress.
And you get Giselle just to do a little thing with Tom? I would.
I don't know. You switch out Giselle for like $7-8 million in a briefcase. I'd just do it with just me and Tom. Very
Hey,
comfortable.
don't lie. It wouldn't take $7 million. It'd take like $100,000.
You have bi tendencies.
Probably $500,000 because depending on if I'm the giver or receiver.
So the Plowhawk just went down in his negotiation about 90%. Matter of 5 seconds.
Well, I said it all depends on if I'm the giver or receiver because I certainly think there are different payment plans. You know, when
so
you
what's
go
your
that
bottom rate and what's your top rate?
Yeah, that would be a good one. I would say the top rate would probably be $750,000 and
$750,000 to top the
and if I'm
greatest quarterback of all
if
time.
I'm bottoming, and this isn't the first time I've done that,
Breaking you in.
I would certainly have to do $3 to $5 mil range.
$3 to $5 million to bottom for the 7 times.
And I think that's both those numbers are reasonable.
Yeah.
Having had multiple prostate checks, I can tell you it would require about $3 or $4 million.
Yeah, I'm worried about the recovery time and also the mental capacity of having to think about that every single day of the rest of my life. It would take probably that amount of money to drown your
Well, at least it was Tom Brady. You'd probably get over it pretty quick.
Exactly.
I think this is what most radio stations are talking. When Tom Brady just retired, they're all talking about how much it would take to bottom for him.
That's correct.
Cut 5.
What is she doing?
Just pretending like she's with somebody.
So it's like a proverbial cut.
Yeah, she's always by herself, but she's talking to you and the camera. If you bought this, obviously you know what's going to happen.
Like she would
You have to
say,
buy
like,
it.
"Oh, you're hard. That's really tiny."
Oh. You learned that on your dark web that you visited the other
Well, now you don't have to go to the dark web. You just type in one word and
Well, she knows guys are paying for this, so she's doing a video for them, a cuck video, because these guys want to be cucked. So she'll talk into the camera while she's, "Oh, you're back again. Just want to watch me have sex with this man who's really big compared to you, loser." And she'll like,
And that right there is a cuck, even though there's not another boy.
yeah, she'll put up her pinky. Here, this is you.
Oh.
And she'll do things like that. But Mistress T always has somebody with her, a male, and she'll be talking to a guy, just berating the hell
Now,
out of
I
him.
have I haven't done much show prep in terms of actually videos of cucks. Now, obviously, the female is berating the male. Now, does the male get involved as well in terms of the person mounting your significant other?
No, he sits over there and takes it. Or sometimes he'll.
Can't say anything?
Well, sometimes he will.
Does he ever respond to these
Sometimes he will.
insults?
But he'll agree. You're right, mistress. I am a loser.
Okay,
I am small.
Oh,
Sometimes
God.
he'll interact, but he's always got his head down,
What has
pouting.
to happen to you during your life where you want someone to come in and mount your wife and yell at you at the same time?
Cut
6.
Tim, I saw that all the stars were out in L.A. last night. Magic Johnson, Big Sean, J-Lo, etc. It made me nostalgic for the days when Hollywood's finest would venture down Highway 40 and into the Edward Jones Dome to watch their favorite fighting Grammys. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins.
I saw Kevin Hart there once. I don't know how many other movie stars we had. Leo was at the game yesterday.
I saw Hove there one time against the Lions.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh. He was looking at Todd Gurley, his newest Rock Nation.
Jay-Z was there at one time.
See, so this is where the stars.
You said
stars are
Hove.
out in St. Louis.
Didn't you say Ho?
Hove. That's Jay-Z's nickname.
Oh, I don't know that.
I don't either.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hove was there, too.
That was good.
What's Hove mean? What does Hove
Doug, is
mean?
that reference to Jehovah?
I don't know.
He didn't celebrate Christmas.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. H to the OV.
Okay, stop that kind of talk.
H to the
H to the Hove. And those were the cuts of the week.
Sorry.
Sorry, my mic off.
Now, were those 2 weeks ago? Or
No, those were fresh. Sorry about that.
Those were fresh.
Those were fresh.
Okay.
Fresh and hot.
Now, you notice I heard while I was talking, there's a lot of me talking in those.
Yeah, there was an Iggy-centric.
You cut these
I didn't put
yourself?
them together, no.
I did.
While I was talking, I heard breathing.
You did?
So it's not me. If I'm in the middle of talking and I can't talk and breathe in the microphone at the same time.
Well, yeah, you can.
Breathe.
No,
If you
I'm
don't,
actually kind of
you
holding my
pass
breath while
out.
I talk.
Well, your nose still breathes in.
No, you're not. I'm not. I can't talk and breathe through my nose at the same time. I'll try. Doug, I can't. You can't talk and breathe out of your nose at the same time.
Well,
So I heard breathing while I was talking. So everybody's
so has
breathing.
to be somebody else.
Yes, or everybody breathes at some point. These microphones are very sensitive.
Yes,
so I'm
they
getting
are.
tired of the Iggy this, Iggy that, Iggy this,
would you
Iggy
like
that.
them to stop with that?
One time I had the mic off and I wasn't even talking. I heard it. Well, I had my microphone off, so it wouldn't have been me.
Fabulous. 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 Remix. Fabulous. Guys, 1883 is good. But I wouldn't say it's better than Yellowstone. I know Doug would like Elsa. She's a little pepper pot.
Is she a pepper pot? What show is she on, Elsa?
I don't know, probably 1883.
Yellowstone is trash, by the way. They got
Yellowstone is trash?
They got a lot to recover from.
Wow.
I
thought that's like a show I'm looking forward to watching. You're telling me not to waste my time?
No, the first 2 seasons were great. That last season was one of the worst I've ever witnessed.
Now, where's that? Is that
episode
HBO
one.
or Showtime or what?
It's on Paramount.
Paramount.
Yep. I mean, they show them live on like YouTube. I think it's on
But
Paramount
you can't watch
Network.
back seasons for some reason.
You can't?
No, I tried because I
Like,
heard
if I-
great things about Yellowstone, and season 4 had just started, so it was on Paramount. And I went back. I'm just going to start at season 1, and it's like $19.99 to watch season 1. And
Oh, the heck with that.
Yeah, me and Madison both looked at each other after the season. I go, I think we're done with this show.
Wow.
Like, I think I'm done with it.
Man, I didn't hear about this.
I got there with Squid Games. I heard so much about that.
You enjoyed it.
I don't like
No,
the...
I watched 3 episodes. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm seeing all these shows that have won awards that I made fun of back in the day. I said, who the hell is watching Mrs. Maisel or,
Oh, I love
you know,
yeah.
and all these different shows. And now I have them because of YouTube TV, Paramount, whatever. So I may start watching some of these shows I made fun of back in the day.
Mrs. Manzeller.
That sounds...
What's it
The
called?
Marvelous Miss Maisel?
Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah, that.
That's Alex Borstein. She's Lois in Family Guy.
She's
yeah.
fantastic.
And what's the other one that I just, I forgot.
I don't know.
But it won Golden Globes and it was up for Emmys, and I said, God, this? And I'd never watched it, so I probably shouldn't have said that. But now I can watch it, so I may.
Well, a lot of that stuff is political. It's who they think ought to win. Who hasn't won before, and let's finally give it to them.
Yeah, there's some categories in the Screen Actors Guild. The SAG Awards are coming up at the end of the month.
Yeah, I got those videos this weekend.
I've never heard. Did you get Gucci? House of Gucci?
I didn't see that one, but I may get it.
See if you can get that. It's up for a bunch of awards. But, I mean, there's one category of, I think, maybe supporting actress in a comedy. I haven't heard of any of them. Not only haven't I heard of the actresses, I haven't heard of the series.
No. Well, if you're watching all this stuff on TV, how do you have time to go to the movies to watch all those
Well,
movies?
a lot of these
as
are
well?
TV shows and movies that are on different platforms, but I've never heard of them.
How could you possibly have time to watch all the stuff that's out there now?
Well, I don't.
I don't think anybody could.
Well, it's just
You'd
like
literally
Barrett
have to
Sports
watch
Media.
TV.
They have all kinds of people watching it for voting for them.
You'd have to watch TV 24 hours a day to see all of the good stuff that's out there now.
You'd think they'd run out of stuff to do with everything out there. Tim, I play Golf Rival quite a bit.
Yep, you're very good at it.
And, well, not as good as some people. But
Who's the best that you know?
there's some guy that's
Probably
like,
you, Tim.
There's some guy that just he gets holes in ones on par fives, but he's using
Big
balls
stick.
they bought that hits 800 yards, and I don't have all that because I don't spend money.
I understand.
But in order to get some of the things for free, like a gold chest or 15 gems,
Give me your gold chest.
you have to watch like a 30-second video, and it's always promos about this, buy this, buy this, buy this, and there's all these different game apps they want you to download. I saw one yesterday that I was appalled. I mean, now they're getting to the ones where, you can play poker and the girl takes her clothes off and you got to click here, click here, click here. I get that. But there's one that you have to, in order to go on, you have to warm the house up. And it starts with 2 little kids out on the sidewalk freezing, shivering in like ragged clothes.
Oh, I hope they're okay.
And then here comes the mom and takes the kids and they walk into a house and the temperature's on 0. You have to get the temperature up to 80 to save the kids. The first one is there's no door. They walk into this door and there's snow blowing in the door, and you have an option: door, duct tape.
Door, duct tape.
Now they're going to choose the wrong one because you're going to get mad and say, "Don't choose that one," and then people go download it to do it themselves. He picks the duct tape. They duct tape the door. Now they're still freezing. Then you see the potbelly stove. The next one is matches, dynamite.
What are we talking about right now?
They click dynamite and the entire house blows up.
Oh.
The kids and the mom? What the hell is that?
Killed them all?
Yes, the guy chooses dynamite and boom, the whole house blows up. Who is putting these games together?
I don't know.
First of all, why would you pick dynamite? You got to put the match to light this.
He did it just so the house would blow up. He
It's,
thought,
I guess.
I wonder what happens.
But
if
why
they
would
do
that even
this.
be a choice? Well, you're not that stupid. Oh, do I put a door in there to make it warm? Now I'm going to play the duct tape. But why would you choose dynamite? Why is that? You're blowing up the entire little kids and their mother.
It's just a video game, though, right?
I know, but it's still it's still stupid. I don't know. I saw it yesterday.
Okay.
And it's just running out of games. Where let's give them a choice of Dynamite and watch the kids and the mom and the whole house blow them smithereens. Ha ha!
A
That'll
lot
be
of these
fun.
games are awfully violent.
Well, that's just mean. Anyway, I just that kind of pissed me off. I thought I'd throw that out there.
Well, I'm glad you could get that off your chest.
Just got this email from one of the salespeople here at Hubbard. Thrilled to announce that Maggie O'Brien's is the 9 o'clock hour sponsor. How do you do?
Eddie McVeigh. One of the best.
McVeigh.
One of the best, Eddie.
Great to have Eddie back.
Catch a game and a pint at one of our 2 locations in Sunset Hills and downtown. Maggie O'Brien's the sponsor of the 9 o'clock hour here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Got his money's worth today.
How do you do?
That's great, yeah. I go to the Maggie O'Brien's in Sunset Hills.
I don't know if we can perform like that every 9 o'clock, Eddie, but we ratcheted it up today.
I don't know how much we ratcheted up.
Well, it's time for the designer heating and cooling email today because Jackson and I have to go do Balloon.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, take your whooping.
What are we going to talk about today? Drinking what's going to Auburn.
Come and get your whooping.
Missouri, Texas A&M.
You should make up the Drake with Auburn then. Really get that fan bake going.
Welcome into Balloon Party. Looks like Drink's heading to the plants. Your thoughts?
Jackson, your update?
Doug, before I do that, I need to tell people about Stratum, and I'm sorry. That's bad. It's bad hosting on my part. That's bad hosting.
Do your thing.
You have waterproofing. You have foundation repair needs. Well, then the next thing you know is you're calling Matt Ford. You're calling Brett Groman at Stratum Structural Systems, 314-620-8153. Let them know you are a Ryan Kelly Morning After listener, and then you get $100 off your repair project with Stratum Structural Systems. For basement crack repair, foundation peering for settling homes, bowing or rotating wall repairs, basement waterproofing services like sump pumps, interior and exterior drainage solutions, egress window installation, concrete leveling, downspout extensions at Stratum Structural Systems in Chesterfield, Missouri, in Columbia, Illinois. Stratum Structural Systems. Matt Ford, Brett Groman. Let them know you are a Ryan Kelly Morning After listener, and you get $100 off your repair project when you call 314-620-8153 or go online at stratumrepair.com. Stratum Structural Systems. I'm a client, so I can tell you about it firsthand. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling today. I normally don't have to rush to the men's latrine with such haste, but my gerbil Manny ate an undercooked gefilte fish McGriddle, and the indigestion was jostling my colon to the point that I just couldn't keep that prairie dog from browning up the inside of my pant. I kicked open the family arena men's room door, and I saw a gentleman at the urinal, his arm against the wall and releasing guttural moans that could be heard over near the fry bar. As I waltzed nigh his stubborn meat hole, I sensed a stinging on my nostril that conveyed to me that the filet mignon he enjoyed last night at Denny's
God.
had been glazed with the asparagus brine of the sous chef, who was recently voted best chef according to the STL Magazine A-list, right under the category of best radio show, which Biff and Show took down. I crept up behind him, stuck my hands into his back pockets, and whispered in his ear, "Were they roasted, boy? Did you let the gentleman who marinated them in his JB pot, Robin, feed them to you?"
Okay,
silly boy?"
that's enough. That's enough.
There's only a couple more lines.
Well, if he keeps it clean.
I let his flashback warm my arms. His urine got me stirring. Think about it, Doug. That's from Tunnels Talty.
Well, Tunnels Talty just got himself suspended a period of 2 days' time, and his name, right now as we speak, is going into the leather-bound suspension log.
It says, check out my latest blog where I sit down with Auburn president I sit down on Auburn president Jay Gogue. Doug, how do you say his name? Jay Gogue?
Jay Gogue.
Willie Roaf. Jay Gogue's lap and assess Brian Harson's future with Auburn. And why there might be a coach from the same conference that boosters are clamoring for. And yes, he has a license to drive a dump truck. That's Tunnels Talty. So he's interviewing the president of Auburn sitting on his lap.
Well, he said he is, so I guess it's true. Tunnels Talty, not eligible.
Jackson, have you filtered through all these? Because there's a couple that stand out to me that they might not necessarily.
They're not often, but I filtered.
Fact. If you use a public restroom whilst wearing an N95 mask and can still practically taste the efforts of the gentleman grunting, tearing up, and
in the stall 10 paces away upon leaving his stall. Said gentleman should not call you boss, pat you on the back, and ask you if you think the Bengals got a chance. Said gentleman should also feel obligated to perform more than a cold water soapless hand splash before returning to his workstation as a dental hygienist. Look, that's from Shimmy Shimmy Shake, y'all.
Shimmy Shimmy who?
Shake, y'all.
Shimmy Shimmy Shake, y'all.
Yeah.
He's new.
That was fire.
Oh. You know, I was telling Doug at 9 o'clock, we took our commercial break, and I went to the little wizard's room, and I just had myself a little wizard, and somebody was knocking on the door.
That was me.
Oh, that was you?
Why were you knocking?
What do you think's going on in there?
No, a lot of times people will shut that door and nobody's in there.
When?
A lot of times.
Really?
Yeah, they shut it and just...
You wanted in there yourself, didn't you?
Well, I want to go to the bathroom.
Just jiggle the handle if it's locked. You know.
Well, I'm not going to do that. It may be unlocked, and somebody didn't lock it, and they're in there taking a deuce, and I just open the door.
Yeah, but that's when you want to open the door.
No, I don't. So I just knocked, and Tim was in there. A lot of times they shut the door and don't lock it, and there's nobody in there.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that was an issue.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I think they tell you to shut it.
Exciting news. I recently finished building a new DraftKings algorithm. This will help you construct the optimal lineup for the upcoming local Sports Talk Producer Championship. Our models correctly identified last year's champion, Jeremiah Crow, and can help you win millions, too. While we can't disclose specific weights, some of the factors incorporated in the model include the following. Time of service spent in major markets, such as San Francisco. How often the individual has generated top 20 lists across all markets. Frequency of GIF usage. Mastery of teasing. Number of times the individual has been struck by a bolt of lightning. Finally, our process applies a qualitative overlay to ensure the individual really wants to take the executive producer's chair. If not, that's a problem. We believe in keeping our models fresh, recharging our batteries, and leaving our subscribers wanting more. This will forever change your approach to daily fantasy. And the opposite side of change is, of course, the golden goose. That's from General Custard's last ice cream stand.
General Custard's last ice cream stand.
I don't know who this Sheila is, but she is effing with the wrong gal. I'm the new it girl around these parts. TMA is my show. Sheila made one comment in the YouTube chat, and the next thing you know, she's calling into the show like some lifelong listener. Get in line, honey, because I was here first. If Sheila has any guts at all, she'll make the 12-hour drive from North Carolina to meet me at the Liquid and Lace vape store parking lot tomorrow at high noon for an old-fashioned street fight so we can settle this once and for all. I'm challenging Sheila to a loser leaves town match. Just two girls slugging it out to see who gets to be the #1 female listener of a morning show that's too good for AM radio, but not quite good enough for actual FM radio. Sheila finna be Daddy Padre 2.0 when I get through with her. After I kick her butt, maybe you all can actually talk about something interesting for once. Like the Olympics. Sincerely, Pam, the balloon party listener who won't be intimidated by some Tar Heel bebopping around the YouTube chat.
Huh. Pam.
And finally, Tim, can I tell you something? That mom from Ozark curses a lot because she don't have no vocabulary. She swears more than Greg Sweargin. I don't even like the show. It's too repetitive. Wait, did you say you liked it, Tim? Yeah, I like it too. Loud, audible coffee slurp. Tim, did you hear what I said? I liked it. High-pitched noise whistle. Tim, I said I liked it. Did you hear me correct myself after hearing your opinion? Chapped lip smacking sound. Thank you, Ellen Foley. That's from Ellen Foley's Yard Guy.
Oh.
I'm available for Straight to the Drafts folder podcast guest spots after my smoke break. Might want to give me a few extra minutes on the off chance I get lost in the stairwell or find a locked door I think I should try to enter. So it's Ellen Foley's Yard Guy.
Straight to the Drafts
Ellen Foley's Yard Guy.
I didn't try to enter, I knocked.
That's what we have for the Design Air heating
you
and
hear
cooling
me?
email today.
That was a really.
I just knocked.
That was a great.
Doug, what you got?
Well, Ellen Foley's Yard Guy was pretty good, but I'm going to go with Shimmy Shimmy Shake. Yeah.
Yes.
I think this may come to Plowsy because I like to learn things in the emails, and I didn't know that the family arena had a fry bar inside the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go with Tunnels Told.
I'm actually going with Shimmy Shimmy Shake Y'all. Shimmy Shimmy Shake Y'all has won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Jackson and I are heading down the hallway for a balloon party on 101 ESPN. You can listen to that at 10 o'clock. A lot of takes, Iggy. We got takes.
Yeah, maybe I'll listen on the way home.
Tom Hoagie
Tom Hoagie with the win.
You got him coming on?
He's going to join us.
That'd be funny.
And you can listen to 105.7 HD2 and TMASTL.com for TMA All Day. And you can go back and watch the show on YouTube at youtube.com/TMASTL. Time for us to shut it down. For the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, Virgin Pringle Sauce Boss, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 HD2, The Potted Plant, TMASTL.com, and youtube.com/TMASTL.
KPNT FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Your home for the Morning After and TMA all day. Stream us live at youtube.com/TMASTL and at TMASTL.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan for Design Air Heating and Cooling. I am a very happy client. Design Air Heating and Cooling and Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff, which you can find online at designairservice.com. Just go to the website, click on the Book Now tab, and any issues you may be having with your HVAC system, they will take care of immediately. The customer service, second to none. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that